Immerse yourself in the authentic Jamaican craft, cuisine, and culture at the Artisan Village at Gate 5 on the Falmouth Pier in Trelawney. Come experience a rich tapestry of handcrafted treasures, learn more about our history through our exciting entertainment pieces, and sample the savory delights of authentic Jamaican cuisine, all brought to life by the hands of local artisans. A captivating experience awaits you at the Artisan Village at Falmouth, open Tuesdays to Sundays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. See you there. A message brought to you by the Tourism Enhancement Fund.
A production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting. You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
2 minutes after 9.
You're inside the Consumer Hour with Nora Gay Banton.
Good morning to you. It is a Monday, TGIM. It's the final Monday in the month of May. This week is the last week in the month of May. We're making our way slowly but surely into the summer, like real summer. I know it feels like summer now, but like we're making our way into summer for real. And it's about to get hotter, unfortunately. But it's Monday, May 27, 2024. We are alive and well, and for that, we give God thanks. Good morning to you if you're listening on the 90 FM band, 90.3, 90.5, 90.7, and 90.9. Thank you so much for joining us on your radio. We appreciate your company there. If you are listening and watching on our YouTube channel, good morning to you. The YouTube channel is Nationwide 90 FM Live. That's the YouTube channel, Nationwide 90 FM Live. Join us over there if you want to see the action inside studio. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so. Click the subscribe button. Also, click the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we go live or whenever we post a video. And let me see who's already over there in the YouTube chat. Excuse me. I'm seeing Kariva Peart. Angelo, good morning to you. Albert Morgan is there as well. Good morning to you, Albert. Errol Townsend is over there on the YouTube channel. Good morning to you. Herman Hyatt. I'm seeing Sarita Powell. Errol Townsend, I said that already. Good morning to you. Prasette, good morning. CBCB, Story Blocks, and all the others over there on YouTube. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for making it Nationwide 90 FM on YouTube. And remember, please, if you haven't yet done so, subscribe. All right. And if you're listening from our mobile app, which is available for free on the Google Play and the Apple App Store, good morning to you. And those on our website, the Listen Now option there. Good morning to you as well. And good morning to my TikTok peeps. TikTok, big up on yourself. TikTok is such an interesting space, you know? Yeah. Big up TikTok. All right. So this morning, if it's your first time on the program, it's Monday, which means it's Immigration Mondays. And inside Immigration Mondays, we have each and every Monday, as long as we have a show, we have our U.S. immigration attorney, Opal Lee, and the Canadian immigration consultant, Nadine Mahabir. And inside this program, we take your questions. If you have any immigration-related questions as it relates to the United States or as it relates to Canada, then you can ask your questions. You can give us a call on our phone lines, or you can send a message in the chat on YouTube. But before we take your questions, we usually get an update from Nadine and Opal about immigration related matters. Updates or reminders for you on immigration related matters for each country. Good morning to you, ladies.
Good morning, Nora. Good morning, Nadine. Good morning to our wonderful listeners and viewers. Happy Monday and happy Memorial Day to those celebrating in the United States. Of course, you know, this is a time where we honor our U.S. military personnel who died while serving in the United States Armed Forces. So we appreciate them, we thank them, And so a lot of people will be barbecuing today. But here I am on Nationwide.
I mean, just for an hour though, you'll get to go barbecue for the rest of the day. But yes, indeed, happy Memorial Day to all those in the United States. And good morning to you, Nadine.
Good morning, Miss Nora. Good morning, Miss Lee. Happy Memorial Day to our U.S. friends and family. And of course, happy Monday to our wonderful listeners and viewers. Thank you for joining us.
All right. So we're going to get some updates. I'm going to start with you, Nadine, and then we'll go to Opal for the immigration updates.
Okay, thanks, Nora. So, Nora, today I want to mention a news release that came out last week.
Right.
And it was released by the immigration minister, and it has to do with lost citizenship. Okay. Now, Nora, under Canadian immigration rules, if you are a Canadian citizen and you have a child that is born outside of Canada, then that child would qualify for Canadian citizenship based on you being a Canadian citizen. Okay. Now, what happens? That child is a Canadian citizen. If that child in turns now have a child that is born outside of Canada, that child would not qualify for citizenship. The parent would then have to sponsor the child, and then, yes, eventually they would qualify for citizenship on their own. Now, the immigration minister is saying they're planning to change that. So I'm going to say a grandchild then that is born outside of Canada, they would qualify for citizenship.
Interesting.
However, the parent would need to have lived in Canada for 1,095 days consecutively.
Which is how many years?
Roughly 3 years.
Okay.
And actually, that is what you need right now in order to qualify for citizenship. If you're a permanent resident, you need to have lived here for 1,095 days within the last 4 years in order to qualify for citizenship.
Okay. I would say a good move.
Yes.
For those who have relatives in Canada, living in Canada, an easier way for you to acquire citizenship in Canada. We would love to see more of those good moves in Canada as it relates to immigrants, but we appreciate that coming out of Canada there. So, of course, stay tuned to the news for any updates in that regard. All right, so we jump over to the United States. Opal, what's up over there on Memorial Day?
Right. Yeah, so last week as well, which is a good news in Florida on the immigration front, where it was reported that a federal judge actually temporarily blocked a part of a Senate bill. If you remember last year, we spoke about the Senate bill. I think it was 1718
right.
that went into effect in July of last year, where a lot of people were scampering because they were thinking, okay, if I'm going to be bringing over family members from across the state borders and those persons are undocumented or have without lawful status, that they could have been arrested. And so the judge has temporarily blocked that because there are immigration fighters out there who have a court law who's basically trying to get that all the way struck down. And so while that case is pending, the federal judge has actually blocked that. So what that means is that if you're traveling over state lines with your family members, you don't have to worry about being arrested. Right now, it's blocked.
All right. So it's good news
I'm not
morning.
saying to get them all in now. I'm just saying.
Do with that information what you must. But good news this morning out of both United States and Canada. I want to thank you both ladies for those updates, and I'm going to allow you to give your contact information before we go to the break for those who may just be listening for that, who may want to book a consultation with you. So start with you, Opal, and then Nadine.
Thank you so much, Nora. So Opal Lee, our phone number in Jamaica is 876-854-3599. That is 876-854-3599. In the United States, it is 954-358-2020. That's 954-358-2020. Or you may go to our website, www.fairfirst.ca. flowjamlegal.com. Over to you, Nadine.
Thanks, Opal. For Nadine Mahabir, our contact number in Jamaica, it is 876-754-4391. That's 876-754-4391. In Canada, it is 1-416-249-5885. That's 1-416-249-5885. Our email address is info@cdnintl.com. Thanks, Miss Nora.
All right, we are now at the point in the program where we take your immigration related questions, and these questions must relate to the United States or Canada. So if you are planning on leaving the country to go to the United States or to go to Canada, you have any questions, you want to go to the embassy, you want to get your non-immigrant visa, you are on filing and you have some questions, you want to get on filing and you have some questions, then you can give us a call. The numbers to call 876-630-9371 to 4. That's 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, or 630-9374. You can also try 618-8255 if you have any immigration related questions. If you are unable to give us a call, you can leave your questions in the chat. You can join us on YouTube. The channel is Nationwide 90 FM Live, and you can leave your questions there, and we'll try our best to get to all those questions that you ask there, as well as your calls. So we take a break. When we come back, we answer your immigration related questions here on the Consumer Hour.
Scientific Research Council, making science and technology work for you. With research and development,
SRC reinforcing Jamaica with added strength.
From the fields to the labs, we gather and review information.
Detailed research as a foundation,
combined with tech and innovation, working for you
to fulfill the
plan to develop and help uplift we nation. And that's the mission. The Scientific Research Council, making science and technology work for you.
For more information, call the SRC at 876-927-1771.
Decorate and redecorate your space with water-resistant, colorful, and fast-drying paints from Edgechem Paints. The time by Edgechem Paints, changing lives 1 gallon at a time, is...
It's 9:15.
Nationwide 90 FM is at it again. Team Revolution will clear every hurdle and sprint to the finish line as we cover the games of the 33rd Olympiad from Paris, the city of love.
Winning by daylight and setting a world record, 9.68. The wind is okay.
Nationwide's coverage is powered by our diamond sponsor, KFC. It's finger-licking good across all locations island-wide.
Good morning, good morning. You're back here inside the Consumer Hour on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Nora Gay Banton. It's Immigration Mondays, and we have on the phone lines with us, online with us, U.S. Immigration Attorney Opal Lee and Canadian Immigration Consultant Nadine Mahabir. They're here to answer your questions. If you have any immigration-related questions concerning the United States or Canada, you can give us a call. Once again, the number's 876-630-9371 to 4 or 618-8255. And if you're unable to call, of course, you can leave your questions in the chat, and we'll try our best to get to it for you. Let me just run with this first question in the chat before we go to the phone lines. It says, good morning. My wife is planning to travel to the States between July 15 and August 15. Her visa expires October 1. Do you think there will be an issue there?
No. So good morning to that person. No, there shouldn't be an issue. The visa is still valid. Make sure there's enough time on the passport, though, at least 6 months on the passport. But I always say go ahead and use that visa all the way down to the wire, because when you try to renew it, if you try to renew it
You
now,
may not get it back.
there's no guarantee, ever any guarantee that it will be approved. So here it is that you may not be able to take that trip afterwards, huh?
All right. So, Lenville, yes, have your wife go ahead and use that visa. Just ensure, as Opal said, that your passport is in good standing as well. We have a caller on the line. Horace is on the line. Good morning, Horace. Hello, Horace, are you there?
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I am good. How are you?
I am blessed and highly favored.
Awesome.
Okay, my question is this. I have a son. He's in America. He's in the Marine. Okay, he's a Marine. He's in the military. He's a Marine. But he will be doing some filing. Okay, I have a next son out here, which is but only dependent. Can that son include into the filing?
Okay, good morning, caller. So no, right, the son would have to file a separate immigrant petition for the child, which I do not recommend, by the way, because that's going to take years. Sibling filing for sibling could take as much as even 18 years. So the best move, how old is the minor child or your dependent child?
He's 13 years old.
13. So let your son file for you, and the minute you become a permanent resident, do not make that mistake that a lot of people make. They think that they have to be a United States citizen first before you can file for your child. No. The minute you become a permanent resident, so the minute you land and you're a permanent resident, go right ahead and file for your 13-year-old child, who might as well, may by that time be 14 or 15, but just go ahead and file for that child immediately. But no, your son can't file. The son cannot include him, your child, on this application right now.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you guys.
You're very welcome.
Helping out the country and people who need information. God bless you. Okay.
No problem, Horace. You take care.
Yeah, cool, thank you.
Just a follow-up question on that situation, though, Opal. If it was his, say for instance, it's his other son is filing for him, but you're saying he cannot include his child on the filing, right?
Exactly, because that child will be the son's brother.
Right.
And that would be brother to brother filing, which takes about 18 years. And he wouldn't even put it on the same filing. He would have to file a separate I-130 or immigrant petition, which I never recommend, because that just takes too long.
But what if it was a younger dependent? Say that child was probably 6 months. Mother is not. No, but mother is not in the picture, and there are no other relatives around to keep that child. You're on the filing, your filing come through. What do you do with that 6-month-old baby?
That's an excellent question, and a lot of people have asked that, and I'm working on some of those right now. Mm-hmm. So here's the thing. You don't have to migrate now, right? Do you? You don't have to.
Well, that is true.
Have to. But aside from that, again, you can remember, you just have to land to be a permanent resident.
Right.
And so once you land, you can go back and look after your child, baby, right? So you just have to land even for 2 weeks or spend at least 2 weeks or so. You're a permanent resident. So you could start the filing immediately. You could go back to Jamaica or whatever your country of origin is so you can stay. But remember, as a permanent resident, we always say, Nora, do not let 6 months catch you outside the United States. So we want to make sure, every time, even though you have that minor child that you're taking care of, you must have a little cousin or auntie or uncle or somebody who could take care of that child just for a few weeks while you travel. And that's one of the things that I don't think the U.S. CBP, Customs and Border Patrol, should have a big issue with, because you have a valid reason why you have to be spending so much time in Jamaica while you're processed, because you can show that, no, I have a minor child that I'm taking care of, but as soon as everything is sorted out and I'm able to file for that child, we're out. Another option is you can apply for a parole. It's not going to be granted, it's not guaranteed to be granted, but if it's an emergency situation, you can ask for that minor child to be paroled with you in the United States and await the filing.
Okay, and say they go the route of starting the filing as soon as they land in the United States. What is the timeline usually for that category of filing?
Okay, so because they're only a permanent resident and the child is a minor, right now the U.S. Embassy, they're actually at, let me see, they're actually at 2021. They're
So
at November
3 years.
15th, 2021. So about 3 years?
Yeah, yeah.
But again, for those 3 years though, they can
you can still go back and forth.
Back and forth and be with that child.
It's unfortunate because there are realities where really and truly you don't have anybody else to take care of this child, and then probably have a cut with a church sister, and you know how those things go. But it's my opinion that some of these situations should be taken case by case, because I don't know.
Let me tell you. You're right, Nora. And remember, a few months ago, we were having one of those popular questions where, let's say the father got his permanent residence, right? And he's now in the United States. Back then, a few months ago, if that minor child that we're talking about, a 13-year-old, had a visa and was in the United States visiting, they could have been able to sponsor that child, and the child wouldn't have to wait the 3 years that we just talked about. They would have been able to do it right there. But guess what they did? They've now frozen that category. So right now, the person would have had to be in the United States on or before September 1st, 2023. That has not moved. I've been watching it every month, and they have not moved. So because what happens is that once you land in the United States, in order for a green card holder to sponsor you, even as a parent or not your spouse, I should say, or a parent filing for a minor child, the visa number has to be current. Right now, it is not current for permanent residents. So if the person even come up on a visa, you can't. You can't even marry that person or file for that person, or if a minor child, you can't adjust the status because the visa number is not current. They're right now at 2023 still.
2020. All right. So we have another caller on the line. Gail is on the line. Good morning, Gail.
Yes, good morning. The question I have is not necessarily totally immigration related, but let me go ahead and see if I can get some guidance from Opalie, please. A family member of mine who has worked within corporate Jamaica for all her life is of undoubted integrity, and she has a niece who entered the United States Air Force as a recruit. And so they applied for a pass for her to attend the graduation. Now, the letter came back saying that it has been denied due to unfavorable criminal history. No, it could be a mistake, but the problem is this person was in the process. She has a visa. She was in the process of buying her tickets to go up to the graduation. And she's not sure where this is coming from, what it is feeding from, what it is feeding to, what are the possible, things that could come out of this. Should it be ignored, or should she try to follow up on it to get it cleared?
Good morning, caller. The first thing I'm going to say is to have that person do a consultation just so we could see if we can do a little bit of digging for them. But I'll just tell you generally, I mean, this is not for you. I think you're calling on behalf of somebody. So maybe that person has something in the past that they have not discussed with you, but they may feel more
no, I can clearly say no, that's not the case, because this person has had to be doing what is it now? Questionnaires on fit and proper elements, and they've never been arrested, never had any charges brought about them against them. I can confidently say no, there is nothing.
I'm just listening to some of the YouTubers, and they might say, "Carl, mine is you're talking about, But anyway, what I would say, no. No, but caller, listen to this. What I would suggest, have that person contact us, right? Another thing that could be a possibility is that remember you said it just now, maybe it's a mistake, maybe it's an error, maybe somebody got some information. Maybe somebody that doesn't even like you went ahead and made, not you, but the person that you're calling about, maybe went ahead and sent in some information, some anonymous tips maybe came in. We don't know. You're asking me to speculate here. So I really don't know unless you do the person does a consultation and I could take a look and see what's going on. But then what we could do is make some inquiry. The other thing is that maybe that notification they got, maybe it's fraudulent. How do we know that this is a genuine notification that the person even received? Right? And normally you won't know that until the person buys a ticket and try to go, and then the airline would say, sorry, ma'am or sir, you're going to have to report to the U.S. consulate. Normally that's what happens. Have that person, contact us, and let's just see if we could take it to just do a little bit of digging.
All right. Thank you so much. I will.
All right.
You're welcome. And it was an immigration question. That's definitely an immigration question.
All right. Before we go to the break, a question here for you and Nadine. Someone on YouTube is asking if a sister can sponsor a sister or brother, a sibling for Canada.
Opal. You see, Opal is dancing, right? Because she knows that, unfortunately, for Canada, you cannot sponsor a sibling.
Right.
Unless you're sponsoring a parent who has a dependent child. In the case of Canada, then yes, that dependent child can be included on the application. Otherwise, Nora, if the family member is in Manitoba, then yes, they could look at sponsoring themselves and getting points for having a close family member or friend in Manitoba.
All right. So, Lorna, I hope you're still on and you heard that response. I'm going to allow you ladies to give your contact information once more, especially for Gail, who may need your contact information, Opal. Opal, you can go, and then Nadine.
Thank you so much, Nora. And by the way, for that person, the other thing is that it could be a mixed identity. So maybe you have a similar name to somebody else as well. All right. So for Opal Lee, our phone number in Jamaica is 876-854-3599. That is 876-854-3599. In the United States, it is 954-358-2020. That's 954-358-2020. Or you may go to our website, www.flowjamlegal.com. Over to you, Nadine.
Thanks, Opal. For Nadine Mehabir, our contact number in Jamaica, it is 876-754-4391. That's 876-754-4391. In Canada, it is 1-416-249-5885. Our email address is info@cdnintl.com. Thanks, Nora.
All right, we're up on the break. Just to remind you of the phone lines, 876-630-9371-4. If you have any immigration-related questions for the United States or for Canada, you can give us a call. And if you're unable to call, then you can leave your question in the chat section. We take a break and come back with more Immigration Mondays.
Spectrum Insurance Brokers provides quality insurance coverage and risk management services. The time by Spectrum Insurance Brokers Limited, setting the industry standards, is...
It's 9:30.
Is your strata filing its annual returns? In keeping with the Registration Strata Titles Act, strata corporations are required to submit an audited financial statement or a copy of its accounts, prepared in keeping with generally accepted accounting principles, signed by the chairman and at least one other member of the executive committee. This must be submitted annually to the Commission of Strata Corporations within 120 days after the end of the financial year. For more information, contact the Commission of Strata Corporations at 926-9748-9.
Outperform, outlast, we top performance, Jackama, reliable, full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electrician. Fancy select tools vehicles, free parts and free repairs. Free parts, free repairs. 2 to 3 years. Hilton, available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-6111-4. Delta Supply, we service what we sell.
Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. If you're listening on the 90 FM band, on the YouTube channel, on our mobile app, on our website, good morning to you. I'm Nora Gay Banton. It's the Consumer Hour and it's Immigration Mondays this morning. We have U.S. Immigration Attorney Opal Lee and Canadian Immigration Consultant Nadine Mahabir. If you have any immigration related questions, you can give us a call or you can ask your questions in the chat section on our YouTube channel and we'll be sure to get an answer for you. We have Samantha on the phone lines. Good morning to you, Samantha.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
Good morning, Opal. My question is for Opal. All right. So I've been on filing, right? My mother is a citizen in the United States, right? So we had paid the fees, submit all the documents, and are waiting visa date at the consulate out here. How long will I have to wait for a date?
Okay. Do you remember when your mom started filing for you?
February 2017.
Okay. And are you single or are you married?
Single.
All right. So right now they're at July 2015. And so she started filing for you in 2017. What that means is that they're going to have to finish up all the July. Then they will get to August, September. They'll finish up all the 2015. Then they will go to all the 2016. Where there's 12 months in 2016 that they have to go through, and then they will start with 2017. So you have a little ways to go, maybe 2-3 years or more.
After submitting the fees and the documents.
Oh, right now they're only at July 2015.
Oh, and is it okay to still travel? Because I currently have a visa.
Yes.
Visa.
Yes, you can continue traveling on that visiting visa.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thanks for calling.
All right. We have another question here. We have a caller on the line, but we have a question here on YouTube. It says, "Good morning, ladies. I have a question. I filed for my wife and children. Application approved, but I was asked to submit Form 824. Can you assist with the info, please? Like, why?"
All right. They're asking why?
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. That person made a mistake when they were doing the immigrant petition. So if the person, that application is now stuck at the USCIS level. And what USCIS is saying that when you submitted that I-130, you never indicated that the beneficiary is in Jamaica or whatever country of origin it is and will be doing consular processing. And so they're not sending out that approval to the consulate unless you file I-824, which is, for them to take action on that approved petition and send it out. So now you're going to have to pay the fees. You're going to have to spend the time. It's going to take and you can go to uscis.gov to get that form. You'll see the fees and everything. And so it's www.uscis.gov. The big problem with this is it time consuming. It could even take a year or so, Nora, for them to adjudicate that Form I-824 and to go ahead and send out the approved petition to the consulate. And that's why it's very important that you don't make these mistakes when you're doing the initial petition. If you're not sure what you're doing, please consult an attorney or a qualified professional to assist you.
All right. And ISO Mario, an important question here from ISO Mario, which I intended to ask this morning and I forgot. Thank you so much, ISO Mario. Nadine, any update on that limit that they placed in Canada on the amount of international students that could come in for studies? Is there any update on that number? If they've reached the cap, will it be published? Anything like that?
Hi, Isa Mario. I don't know. I have to double check and see. I'm not aware of them reaching a cap. We're only in the end of May, and the provincial authorization letter process was just implemented the end of March. So I'm not aware of any caps being reached as yet, but I can always double check for you.
All right, thank you so much. And Rodney Stevenson on YouTube says, I filed for my unmarried son in 2017. They told me in 2023 in normal process time. I got an online denial from 2017. Is this correct? Do you understand?
So he filed for his unmarried child in 2017. Right now, they're only, for that person, I sound like the other person, and this is if it's an adult online child, which I'm assuming it is. Right now, they're only at July of 2015. But again, I'm not sure why it would be denied. What I always say to people, and there may be something else going on there, but I always say, still, even though we know a visa number is not even available, I'm concerned if they've already started doing, submitting the affidavit of support and all that thing. You still have to just keep checking. And once you have started with the National Visa Center, just keep doing notifications, because they sometimes mistakenly, and I'm using the word mistakenly or erroneously, close a file because of non-activity or inactivity for a period of 1 year or more. They're not supposed to do this in these cases because, again, a visa number is not yet available. So for that person, please go ahead and contact me. I could see why that was denied and to see if it was an error and get that case and try and get that case reopened.
All right. And a question here. It says, if I fly to Canada, can I take the bus over to the United States? I do have a U.S. visa.
Yes, you can. You have that U.S. visa, so you can show that U.S. visa.
Okay, and I see ISO Mario giving some information here in the chat, saying the VFS Global Visa Application Center has moved to the Courtly Corporate Center if you're going to do your biometrics for Canada. Thank you for that information, ISO Mario. All right, there's a caller on the line. Donovan, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
A question. Good morning, ladies. A question for the U.S. authority. I traveled on a B1, B2 visa in 2004 to the USA. However, I was in an accident and I just overspent my time by about 10 months to do like therapy, medical treatment, and also awaited compensation. It's now 2024. Is it possible for me to reapply and get a visa again?
All right. So sorry about that accident, and I'm very sorry that you overstayed. But listen, there are ways to do this. If you are in the United States and you know that you're going to pass the time allotted to you, whether it's 6 months or whatever time you were issued, you could have applied to extend your stay, and then you would have not had this issue. You could have applied and you would have had a valid reason because you were seeking.
The attorney who was dealing with the case tell me he took the medical records and said he would do the extension and said it would take some time, so I would not know offhand whether or not it was granted. But I was getting frustrated, so I was actually suffering, so I left and come home because I couldn't work, I couldn't do anything. So I just come home without even getting any compensation or anything. So I'm not sure whether the extension was granted or not, because as soon as I reached Jamaica, I could not get back in touch with that attorney.
And that's another thing too, and just not, for the benefit of all our YouTubers and everybody who's listening too, whenever you're speaking with someone, make sure, because you sound like you had a personal injury or attorney that does personal injury. I'm not sure if that person also does immigration law. So you have to be very careful. I've seen this a lot when somebody said, let me just help you out, but they don't have no clue what to do with the immigration side of things. But in any event, you already messed up. It's already gone down bad. You can still apply. I would never tell you not to apply. You can always apply. There's no guarantee it may be approved. But if you have your information, your documents, and just as how you were telling us that just now, even though ignorance of the law is usually no excuse, but you can plead your case and say, you had hired someone. I don't even know if you paid them extra to do this. As I said before, I don't think you went to an immigration attorney, but you could, plead your case that, you had sought some advice and you thought it was being done, and you're asking him to please forgive you and give you another chance. You did not mean to overstay, but you were hurt and you had to be dealing with that issue. All right. If you need assistance with it, I've been telling everyone, just contact our office. But again, it's no guarantee, because the U.S. Embassy doesn't like that. They don't. If they give you an opportunity to enter the United States, and if you see you're going to overstay, you should go ahead and apply to extend your status.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Donovan. And if you wish to book a consultation, you can keep listening to the program. You'll hear the numbers soon. A question here for you, Nadine. I don't know if this person was on when you were explaining the Manitoba situation. So it says, what about the option to sponsor someone if you have other family members in Canada? Could that also work for siblings?
Nora, can you repeat the question?
So
please? Sorry.
the person is asking about what I think it's following from the question from the person earlier who was asking about sponsoring your siblings, and this question says, what about the option to sponsor someone if you have other family members? I think they're referring to the Manitoba situation.
Okay, so not just siblings.
Right.
Okay.
But they're asking
if
it could work for siblings in that case.
If they're in Manitoba, then yes, other family members can support your application. They're not really sponsoring you because you still need to meet the requirements for the Manitoba program. You're granted points based on education, age, work experience, and if you do have a relative or a family member in Manitoba. It doesn't apply to all the provinces in Canada, unfortunately. Okay, but in general, persons who can be sponsored for Canada would include, of course, your spouse, whether it's a common law or what is called a conjugal partner, meaning you can't live together because of immigration purposes, your dependent children, which is anyone who is 22 years of age or under, unless they have a physical or mental challenge. And of course, you can sponsor your parents once that category reopens and you meet the income requirements as well. So I hope that information helps that person, Nora. Otherwise, they'd have to look at sponsoring themselves.
All right. All right. I'm going to allow you ladies to give your contact information once again before we jump to the break. And then when we come back, we take more calls and questions, starting with you, Opal, and then Nadine.
Thank you, as always, Nora. So for Opal Lee, our phone number in Jamaica is 876-854-3599. That is 876-854-3599. In the United States, it is 954-358-2020. That's 954-358-2020. You may also go to our website, www.flowjamlegal.com.
And thanks, Opal. For Nadine Mahbir, our contact number in Jamaica, it is 876-754-4391. That's 876-754-4391. In Canada, it is 1-416-249-5885. That's 1-416-249-5885. Our email address is info@cdnintl.com. Thanks, Miss Nora.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies. We're going to take a break now. When we come back, we continue taking your calls and questions in the YouTube chat.
Fill all your prescriptions, get cosmetics and other pharmaceutical items at Mannings Hill Pharmacy, located at 34A Mannings Hill Road, Kingston. Telephone 924-6280. At Mannings Hill Pharmacy, they stock all the hard-to-get medication. The time by Mannings Hill Pharmacy is...
It's 9:45.
High-low pre-anniversary promotion. I feel we pre-anniversary, but it's all about you. All about you. High-low food stores, we've got more in store for you. 11 winners, we're gonna make their day. 11 winners, taking home 40K. That's right, spend $4,000 or score on any 4 items, 2 of which must be high-low branded items for your chance to win a $40,000 shopping spree. It's that simple. Check out our social media pages or see the press for details. High-low, celebrating 40 years of serving you.
Takes place at the Racers Grand Prix Saturday, June 1 at the National Stadium. World champion Noah Lyles, British record holder Zarnan Hughes, Africa's fastest man Ferdinand Amanyala, and Jamaica's favorite Oblique Seville battling the 100 meters. World champion Antonio Watson takes on champion Allison. Olympic champion Hansel Parchment graces the track in his pet event. St. Lucian hotshot Julian Alfred goes up against the young Jamaican Joel Alana Reid. Devin Charlton takes on Akira Nugent. Tickets available at racersgrandprix.com, mysticonlinetix.com, and the Jamaica Pegasus starting May 24. Finish line $5,000, regular grandstand $3,000, bleachers $500. Don't miss a great night experiencing Jamaica's track and field, passion and entertainment.
Nationwide 90 FM is at it again. Team Revolution will clear every hurdle and sprint to the finish line as we cover the games of the 33rd Olympiad from Paris, the city of love.
Winning by daylight and setting a world record, 9.68. The wind is okay.
Nationwide's coverage is powered by our diamond sponsor, KFC. It's finger-licking good across all locations island-wide.
Good morning, good morning. You're back here inside the Consumer Hour on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Nora Gay Banton, and we are on the final leg of the Consumer Hour this morning. Immigration Mondays is what we're having here this Monday morning. We have Opal Lee, or U.S. Immigration Attorney, on line with us, and our Canadian Immigration Consultant, Nadine Mahabir. They're here. They're answering all your questions. So if you have any immigration-related questions as it relates to the United States or Canada, then you can give us a call or leave your question in the YouTube chat. There was one question here on YouTube that was asking, Opal, if you fail your medical for the United States, then what?
So it depends on the reason why you failed. So, for example, if it was a marijuana, that's very common for people to fail because of that showing up in their system, or they admitted to it. Then you might have a temporary bar, maybe sometime a 1 year or 2 year, and then as soon as that time has lapsed, then you can go back and continue the processing. If it is something that if you failed it because of another medical condition, then you can get that sorted out. And normally Andrews is good at recommending you or telling you where to go to fix that situation and to come back to see if they could fix that, to send it to the U.S. Embassy. So it all depends on the reason.
All right. We have a caller on the line. Sandra. Good morning, Sandra.
Hi, good morning. My question is to Opal. Opal, my son is 19 2 weeks ago, and migrating to America. I realized that I could put in the paperwork for him immediately, right?
Wait, what's your immigration status? You're a U.S. citizen? I didn't hear that part.
No, just going to be a resident.
So you're a permanent resident?
Yes.
All right. So the minute you're not yet a permanent resident, but you're going to be?
Yes.
Okay. So the minute you're a permanent resident, you can file for your son the very next day.
So you're saying that I have to get the green card in my hand to do so?
You don't have to get the green card in your hand. Once you land, you would have had that immigrant visa in your book, and it's normally valid even before it's still valid for at least a year to allow you to re-enter and, the U.S., but you could file for him even if you don't have the physical green card yet.
Okay, so the next question is, I realized this age-out thing where over 21 are, will he age out on me?
That's a big possibility. It's quite possible because unlike if you're a United States citizen and you file for a child who's under 21, the age would be frozen. It's not the same for a permanent resident. And because the immigrant petition itself, the I-130, it may take almost 2 years for it to be approved. And so by then, he could have been age out by then. But listen, let's go with faith here. And the minute you're a permanent resident, just time is not your friend right now. You just need to go ahead and just try. I mean, what else are you going to do? Say, no, he's going to age out, so let me not file for it. Might as well you do. Just go ahead and still put the filing in. Whether he's going to age out or not, that should not be your concern. Just know that you're filing for him right the minute you can.
Okay. And that will take how many years?
The petition itself might take about 2 years to be approved, though.
Okay.
Sometimes, but you never know. You never know. Sometimes I've seen people application approved in 1 year, but the reality is it usually takes at least 2 years.
Okay. And if he aged out on me, how long that will be taking?
Right. So if he turns 21 years old and he's not protected under the Child Act, right now they're at 2021. So if you file now in 2024, it's about a 3-year wait. So you see, the problem is the sooner you start, because he would have maintained that date anyway. So might as well you file now because you have maintained that date. So instead of waiting until you become a U.S. citizen or anything like that, and then he ages out, then you're going to start the time from then. So might as well you start now. But it will take normally 3 years if he, if he ages out.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right.
Wait,
no
hold on
problem.
a minute. Sorry. Let me take that back. Sorry. It will take 3 years if he is for him as a minor, if he's under 21. But if he is if he ages out, it takes about 9 years. Sorry for that. 9 years.
Oh, okay.
That's why we don't really want him to age out. So we're hoping this happens before he turns 2021. But let's just go ahead and try right now.
Okay, thank you.
All right. And there's all right, Sandra, you take care. All the best. There's a follow-up here, Nadine. So Sarita, who was asking about sponsoring a relative, says she's not talking about the Manitoba case. She says I believe I saw an option where citizens can sponsor a relative if they have no family members in Canada.
Okay, Nora. So yes, if the person has no family member at all, no spouse, no children.
And that would apply for siblings?
I believe so. I would have to double check that for her, Nora.
Okay.
But yes, there's an option if you have no one else in Canada, then you can sponsor another family member. I'd have to double check and see who qualify under that category.
All right. Here's one final one for you, Opal. It says, I'm a Jamaican citizen with an expired U.S. visa. Can I renew my visa from the United States?
You're still going to need to go to the consulate if you need to travel back and forth.
All right. I believe that's where we're going to have to leave it for Immigration Mondays this morning. I'm going to allow you ladies to give your contact information one last time before we say goodbye. Opal and then Nadine.
Thank you so much. So Opal Lee, our phone number in Jamaica is 876-854-3599. That is 876-854-3599. In the United States, it is 954-358-2020. That's 954-358-2020. You can also go to our website, www.flowjamlegal.com. Over to you, Nadine.
Thanks, Opal. And Nora, we'll start off the program next week with that category that she asked about.
No problem.
Our contact number in Jamaica, it is 876-754-4391. That's 876-754-4391. In Canada, it is 1-416-249-5885. That's 1-416-249-5885. Our email address is info@cdnintl.com. Thanks, Nora, and have a great week, everyone.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies. You do enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day, Opal, and enjoy the rest of your week. That is where we're going to leave it for the Consumer Hour and Immigration Mondays this morning. We make way now for Clif Hughes Online.
experience Jamaica's Olympic triumphs in Jamaica Gold, a golden spotlight.
Brought to you by Houghton's Pharmacy. Houghton's RX Pack for better medication management.
After the 1952 Olympics, Jamaica endured a gold drought for 5 Olympic cycles. That's until Donald Quarry ended the streak at the 1976 Montreal Games, winning the men's 200 meters. Quarry made the Jamaican 100 meters team for the 1968 Summer Olympics as a 17-year-old, but he got injured in training and could not compete. In 1976, after winning the AAA's 100 and 200 meters titles, Quarry could finally compete at the Olympics without injuries. He first made the 100 meters final, which he led until overtaken by Trinidadian Hasty Crawford. In the 200 meters, Quarry led the pack, coming out of the turn and held off all challenges to take the title in 20.22 seconds.
Away they go. First time, and Quarry got a magnificent start in lane 2, and Quarry really taking them off. And once the laps on the track, I'm not quite sure it is. And there's another one down. Hampton, it looks like. No, Hampton in the centre, there's Quarry. And Quarry comes home in front with Hampton in second place, Evans third, and Betty in fourth. And Quarry, the silver medalist in the 100, takes the 200 from Hampton. And in third place was Evans with Betty in fourth.
You just experienced a Jamaican Olympic triumph in Jamaica Gold, a golden spotlight.
Brought to you by Houghton's Pharmacy. Houghton's RX Pack for better medication management.
But is this real? Hey Greg, come look at this. Oh my, it's happening. Mr. Daniels, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger.
Sir, the clicks are off the charts.
Hello, sales? What's the emergency? 9,000 clicks in one day? 3,000 order? So much we have left? What? I soon call you back. Mr. Nakamoto, it's Danny from Jamaica. I need 5,000 of the big ones. We're back in business.
Yes, sir. Arigato. Suene.
Amplify your brand. Let Nationwide 90 FM assist you in tapping into a captivated audience across our social media platforms. For more information, contact us at 876-630-1210 or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Businesses, companies, and entrepreneurs, let's supercharge your brand.
This time signal is brought to you by the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Jamaica's business ministry.
The time by the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce is
10 o'clock.
Clif Hughes Online. Talk radio for all Jamaicans.
My hands were steady. My eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose. My steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock. Like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock. I was something to see, like a rock. And I stood arrow straight, unencumbered by the weight of all these hustlers and their schemes. I stood proud, I stood tall, high above it all. I still believed in my dreams.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255. Or find us on Facebook at Nationwide News Network and follow us on Twitter at Clif Nationwide. You can also listen to Clif Hughes Online live on the World Wide Web at nationwideradiojm.com or via the Nationwide 90 FM app on your mobile phone. Now, here's your host, Clif Hughes.
Good morning, good morning. Let's get to work.
Clif Says is brought to you by Educom Credit Union, providing value through service.
Clif Says, what's on his mind? Unfiltered analysis and commentary.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock, like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock.
Good morning, good morning. Thank you all for joining us on this Monday morning, the start of another working week. You know, you have choices and you choose to be here. And I appreciate your listening ears and eyes. For those of you on our YouTube channel, Nationwide 90 FM Live, thank you so much. Subscribe to it and like it. Yes. The week has begun, and that issue of the British citizenship of the opposition leader continues to occupy a lot of attention and debate. It is now being hotly debated across the country, and quite rightly so. Mark Golding is no ordinary Jamaican. Mark Golding wants to be Prime Minister of Jamaica, the most powerful office in the land. It is powerful as it is privileged, and it comes with enormous responsibilities. The job of Prime Minister is very difficult. You have to make decisions virtually on an hour-by-hour basis, day-by-day basis. And in making those very difficult decisions, there should be no doubt over where your loyalties are, but to Jamaicans and Jamaica. Jamaicans and to Jamaica. That is paramount. And I begin there because for those who have serious questions about this matter, some will be motivated by politics and some will be motivated otherwise. And there's a sense of something not right when our prime ministers or a prime minister may have split loyalties or allegiances, no matter the legality of it. It's not a legal matter. The legality of being a dual citizen, dual Commonwealth citizen, is not in question. What is in question is that you cannot, there's something wrong, ethically, if not politically wrong, to aspire to be the Prime Minister of the country that imposes on you so much responsibility, awesome powers, and there's this doubt whether you will be 100% loyal to Jamaica and Jamaicans and not to a foreign power the former colonial masters, Britain. I think that's a problem, Mark, that people are having. Of course, your political opponents are going to milk it for every ounce of political juice they can extract from it. But that is the nature of the competitiveness of our two-party Westminster system. Yes, that is the competition that we have engendered. Yes? So you're not going to get a pass on this from your political opponents. But it would be not wise to dismiss those of us who say, listen, renounce. What will it cost you if you are 100% committed to Jamaica and Jamaicans? For Mr. Golding to announce that, listen, he's going to renounce his British citizenship. I heard last week the opposition leader saying that he will be guided by the people of Jamaica. Guided by the people of Jamaica. How? How? You are the leader of the opposition. This is a matter of national concern now, and debate and controversy. And my simple question this morning is, assuming, let us take Mr. Golding at his word, that he's fully committed to Jamaica and Jamaicans, then why not renounce his British citizenship, which he inherited from his parents? Why continue to hold on to it? Why? You are a candidate for Prime Minister. You are now going to be under much greater scrutiny. Yes? The bar for you is going to be high. The expectations, enormous. And I know that there are members and supporters of the People's National Party who are concerned about this. Some of whom have spoken with me about it. They are concerned. It's embarrassing, according to several of them. It's embarrassing, not because it is illegal, because that's agreed it's not illegal, but they are embarrassed because of what they did as a party on this matter of dual citizens. And as one woman said to me, what we did to Eddie Siaga. Now to have our leader being a British citizen is embarrassing. That's the reality of it. So, Mr. Golding on the weekend has sought to fight back, push back. On the platform on Saturday at the Pepin Divisional Conference, he said that, listen, the Labour Party is on a mission to distract Jamaicans from what he considers to be problems plaguing the country by harassing him on his British citizenship. Well, it's for the people and public opinion to decide that, but you know, I always speak of the sensible middle in Jamaica, whose voices tend to be drowned out by the partisans. And the sensible middle, I dare say, are uncomfortable, Mark Golding. Are uncomfortable. You know, you would be the first, if it were to happen, and you do not renounce, you'd be the first Prime Minister to find him or herself in this position, you know. No other Jamaican Prime Minister has found himself in this position. It would be unprecedented. Edward Seaga, long before he was a candidate, a contender for Prime Minister, gave up his U.S. citizenship. And look at what the PNP did to him. He never forgot it. He was never made to forget it. Even up until today, they invoke my leader, Banya. Yeah, up until today. So why should it be any different for Mark Jefferson Golding? It should not be. Mr. Golding, unless he knows something that we do not know, should publicly declare that he intends and will proceed immediately with the process of renouncing his British citizenship and putting that argument to rest. He can kill it. He can kill it. Shut it down by simply renouncing his British citizenship. Yeah. There are all kinds of speculation and rumors running about where this is heading. Yeah? I'm not going to repeat the latest here. But I recall 2 weeks ago when I first heard of this, I said to myself, this is without foundation. Mark Golding couldn't be so stupid to have been elected 4 years ago as PNP president and not taken steps to renounce his citizenship, knowing now that he was opposition leader and contender for prime minister. That was my first reaction. I was proven wrong. Yes. And here we are this morning. Yeah? So don't rule out anything. But if what I'm hearing is so, then hell and powder house. Yeah? Time for the break.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light.
The Time brought to you by the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport. Fueling growth everywhere is
15 minutes after 10.
Cool loans, selling your 500 grand. We buy appliances and electrons. All flexible, payment plan. Yeah, man, a hot cash. Hot. I hope to 500 grand. Yeah, man, a hot cash. $500,000 that make you rich fast. 100 grand for buy steel and black. 200 for furniture, laptop. 200 for keep birthday bash. Yeah, money loan hot. Get a cool loan to purchase all your electronics, furnitures and appliances at coolmarket.com.
Welcome deluxe, the cream cracker that rises to the top.
So crisp, so light, so buttery. When you're good, you're just good. Hey, had the national flavor. You go off and buy this pack. So good, it's just so good.
Welcome deluxe, The cream cracker that rises to the top.
So crisp, so light, so buttery. National Baking Company, just so good.
Total Tools Rental and Electrical Supplies is Jamaica's one-stop shop for tools and equipment rental, sales, repair, service, transportation, and parts. They almost always have it. If they don't, they will source it. Check out their pickup and delivery service and their equipment with operator for hire service. Visit their Ocherius or Crossroads branch. Follow them on social media. Call or WhatsApp 876-834-5300.
Clif says, what's on his mind? Unfiltered analysis and commentary.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock. Like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock. I was something to see, like a rock. And I stood arrow straight, unencumbered by the weight of all these hustlers and
18 minutes after 10 o'clock. The other issue this morning is this matter of corporal punishment. The beating of our people. Yeah, of our children. And, you know, unfortunately, tragically, we are a people born and bred into violence and with violence. Let me repeat. We are a people born and bred with and into violence. How we came here in shackles in one of the most violent and inhumane experiences that humanity could have was violent. And we have never been able to rid our society of pervasive violence. Never been able to do it. It is so ingrained. It is so, the use of violence in Jamaica is so ingrained in us that we justify it. I heard a member of the clergy this morning quoting, I think it was Proverbs, justifying the use of violence. And it is tragic as it is sad, because we are not making the link between how we raise our people, what we teach them, what we preach to them, yeah, with how they conduct themselves and attempt to resolve conflicts and disputes. It's all violent. Our language is violent, full of blood. Yes? Our language and or action. Very violent. And yet we lament. We lament. What wrong with we? What wrong with we? This is how we were bred. Yeah, this is how we came here. So, this matter of corporal punishment must be seen not in a one-dimensional way. The Minister of Justice says, having banned corporal punishment in schools, we now should ban it in the homes. Mr. Chuck, banning corporal punishment in homes, yes, is a non-starter. What you should be talking about is how you are going to mobilize this country and its people to first of all understand how we are so violent, and then how we can begin to reduce, if not eliminate, the violence, the violent language, the violent conduct that we are steeped in. It's not about us banning it in homes. Yeah? You look at who now are raising children. Children, born and bred. We teach them how to resolve dispute. We kick them, we box them, we thump them down. And I'm sure people are going to come this morning and say, but it never do nothing to me. Me get a little touch. I am better off for it. I heard a man with Ton and George this morning relating his experience at Kingston College, where he got caning. And that is straight out of plantation society, where they used to lick the hell out of us, draw away blood. Yeah? You know, the Brits were very good at colonizing people, you know. They went for your mind. Yeah? And then the symbolisms and the trappings of plantation society and British so-called upper crust society. The British, what you should aim for, how the aristocrats live. And we have inherited it. And we have taken it on, hook, line and sinker. So we don't even understand it. This issue of violence in Jamaica. Huh? And how we revolted, you know. Yeah, we fought back. You look at the history. The Jamaican people, the enslaved people, fought back. Yeah, so we rebelled. Unlike some other colonies. And I'm saying all of this to say, listen, we have to connect the dots about how we want to eliminate the high levels of violence in the society to what we do at the legislative level, the community level, the micro level, as in the house, the households. We have to connect the dots. You can't raise that toddler from he is 2-3 years old and you slap him, you box him, and you say enough to do it. From him at 2-3 and you keep on doing that. When him get to 13-14, that's what he has learned. To impose his will through the use of physical force. And for God's sake, let us approach this not in a divisive, partisan way, because we have a common enemy, and that is the rampant levels of violence in the society. How we deal with it? Like we sit down, and this is where I would say to the government, you have to lead on this. It's not helpful for the Justice Minister to declare that, oh, let's ban corporal punishment in homes. We did it in schools. So let's do it in homes. No. You already see the pushback from what they call themselves, a Christian group. Yeah? And I read their position in the Gleaner this morning. And their position is not entirely different from the position of any other reasonable person. But you have to engage people now, Minister Chuck and government and community groups. You have to mobilize everybody. For say, listen, no, we don't need to disagree on this, you know. This is not one we need to fight over. We already have too many fights. Because I tell the story all the while. I am against any form of corporal punishment out of my own personal experience. 6.5 years old. Entered primary school, Chatola Park Primary School. That would have been about 1968, 69. And that was where the cane ruled. The cane ruled. And I was so scared. Many days me tell my mother my belly hurt me. I don't want to go school, go face Miss Lewis and her cane. Belly hurt me, no belly never hurt me. And those were the days as well when you stream. Went into Chatola Park. Did very well on the entrance test. Placed in 1A. You're bright. Well, after a year of Miss Lewis and her cane and her beating, she drive the fear of God into you with the beating. I mean, if I get the beating, you know, other people me say I get beaten. And me. I was so goddamn scared. Me make sure me stay in line. And you know, from 1A, I did so badly in grade 1. She put me in 2C. Yeah. And from 2C, 3A, 4A, 5A. So Uno don't tell me about this little beating. And that is why the gentleman who spoke this morning, I think Jacobs, made the point. You have to do the consultations, you have to do the engagement, and you have to set out the guidelines. What is permissible from what is not permissible? What is an act of disciplining without an act being an act of abuse. You have to get down to that nitty-gritty. That is the challenge if we're going to take this on. Yeah? The studies are there. Physical violence hurts badly. Young people, children, psychologically, it affects them in later life. Some of them turn around and beat them partners because it's learnt behavior. Time for the break.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light.
Payroll made simple and secure. Get automated with BizPay, an integrated payroll and HR solution powered by MC Systems. Contact them today. The time by MC Systems is
10:33.
Modern Woodcraft Limited has ready-made furniture at low prices. From 5-piece dining tables, bedroom sets, and sectional living room sets to wing chairs, kitchen and bathroom cabinets, they have it all. Special offers on custom-made front doors and closets. Call 876-620-7460, 876-565-2162, or visit 88 Moulins Road near Washington Boulevard. Modern Woodcraft Limited. We'll make your home look better for less.
With so much to do in one location, make Megamart your one-stop shop. Pick up your groceries and houseware needs, grab a bite and pay some bills, fill your prescriptions and see the beauty products in our pharmacy. All in one amazing location. My Megamart, the best value by far.
Live exquisite this year with new arrival black and chrome fixtures for your home at Unique Living. Select from a wide variety of rain shower systems, fabulous faucets, and stylish sinks to suit your kitchen and bathrooms. Get uncompromised quality and style unique to you. Shop everything new at Unique Living, Jamaica's leading shower and faucets provider. Visit shop number 630 Dunrobin Avenue, Kingston 10, or call 876-755-3661 to 2.
Clif says, what's on his mind? Unfiltered analysis and commentary.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right.
Today is the 27th of May, Monday, the 27th of May. On Saturday, June 1, the hurricane season begins. And it will run from Saturday until November 30. And now is a good time to get the sensitization going. Well, the weather forecasters, the climate people, the weather people, they have one clear message for us this year. And that is, it's going to be a very active hurricane season. Very active. Not above normal. Way above normal. Yes? The Met Service is saying that, listen, we could have up to 23, 24 named hurricanes for the season. We could have as many as more than 10 of them impacting our neighborhood. The waters of the Atlantic and the Caribbean Sea, The temperatures are higher than normal. When you look at the forecasts, where all systems begin, off the coast of Africa, the temperatures there are red hot. So it means that the hurricanes, the tropical systems, are going to be very energized, fueled. It means that the systems are going to be stronger, more intense, and more frequent. And we must be prepared. Yes? That is a warning from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, the NOAA. Yes? They are saying that an average season experiences about 14 named storms, 7 hurricanes, and about 3 major hurricanes. However, for this year, they are now saying we should expect between 17 and 25 named storms. Not the average season of 14, but up to 25, between 17 and 25 storms. And then 8 to 13 hurricanes. And you know the difference between storm and hurricane, right, Nora? Come and explain for us the difference between a storm and a hurricane. Why are you looking at me like you don't know? Yeah? She says, I said you try to set me up. No. The storm, the wind speed, yes? If the speed of the winds exceed 70 miles per hour, you're into a hurricane. Under 70 miles? Or is it 75? Yes? It's a storm. Yeah? And the stronger the wind speed, the more dangerous the system. And I'm saying it to you this morning because the season is about to begin in 5 days. 5 days, June 1. The head of the local weather branch at Met Service, Rohan Brown, in a town hall meeting last month, or earlier this month, in Port Antonio, put on by the ministry with responsibility for local government and rural development, Mr. Brown warned the country that this is going to be a very difficult year for us where hurricanes are concerned. This is what he said.
We're expecting 23 named storms. Now, in a normal season, you should have 14. What are they predicting? 23 and more. So, therefore, all the indicators are pointing to an active hurricane season. But the most important number is 1. The most important number is 1. Because all it takes is the passage of one system near Jamaica, over Jamaica, to create significant damage, the loss of livelihood, and more importantly, the loss of lives. So my message, be prepared. Whether you are a government, whether you are a municipal corporation, whether you are a private sector, whether in your house and your family, be prepared.
Rohan Brown, he's the head of the weather branch at the Meteorological Service. Yes. So get yourself ready, eh? You must discuss it as a family. Businesses have to brush off their disaster management and continuity plan, right? And look at the plan and see what needs to be adjusted. Time come, hurricane season is upon us. This morning, the accused fraudster and the only person charged so far in the stocks and securities meltdown, Jean Panton, is scheduled to appear in court again in that matter. She's facing 21 counts, including charges of forgery, larceny as a servant, and engaging in a transaction involving criminal property. And of course, the charges stem from the multi-billion-dollar fraud case at the investment firm, which the Financial Investigations Division says has affected more than 200 accounts. Yeah? We are being told, by our reporter, Ruben Williams, Jean Panton in court today, but the judge, Vinette Graham Allen, says no media allowed in. Isn't this the same judge who said no media allowed in the Jolly and Silvera matter? Why? Ask Ruby to tell us why, if she gave us a reason. So, that is going to influence our ability to tell you what transpired in the court. But Jean Panton is in court, but the judge, Vinette Graham Allen, says no media will be allowed in the courthouse. Yeah? All right. Miss Banton, Pearl Morgan. For those of us who went to Excelsior High School, we came across the legendary Pearl Morgan. She taught history. But when I went there, she was a vice principal. And she was a stern disciplinarian. And she didn't use a cane. And she didn't speak loudly. But you don't want Pearl Morgan to call you or to cross her path. And from what her students said, when you did history with Pearl, Miss Pearl, yes, there she is. They're on our YouTube platform. For all the Excelsiorians, the thousands of us who came under the tutelage and command of Pearl Morgan, I want to celebrate with her this morning. She has reached the ripe young age of 100. 100. 100 years old. Miss Pearl Morgan. Yes? And Pearl Morgan belongs to that rare breed of educators. Rare breed who put country and their students ahead of themselves. She was a pro. The ultimate pro. Yes? Excelsior did very well under her leadership. And you know, we have had some great female teachers, you know. In that time at Excelsior, there was Pearl Morgan. There was Joyce Dunn, math teacher. There was Etta Whiteman. Etta Whiteman, Burchell Whiteman's sister. Yeah. Great teachers. Cynthia Marchand. And by the way, they are still alive. Cynthia Marchand, Etta Whiteman, Pearl Morgan, to name a few. Cynthia Marchand went on to become also vice principal of Excelsior. And I will never forget Cynthia Marchand, because in about 78 or 77, we the boys were told that, listener, we're not going to start the cookery now. Then it became home economics. But first of all, it was needlework the girls would do, and we would do something else. And they got this bright idea. No, you have to learn cookery. And we rebelled. Yeah, man, so we don't want to turn in a sissy. We're not going to do no cookery. It never lasted long. The rebellion didn't last long. And thereafter, we were glad that we were told that you had to do cookery. Because you know what happened? We would do much better than the girls. The girls would do better in the theory. Yes, the theory of food science and whatever. But in terms of the cooking, oh God, man, we beat them, man. Yeah. And I recall he became a chef. He became a chef, opened his own restaurant. Yes? Colin Hilton was in that group. And Colin later became a chef, opened his own restaurant. Oh, what was the name of the restaurant? It was in Ligony. I'm sure someone on YouTube will remind me. Became famous, made the best cakes in the world and food, exotic food. What's the name of the restaurant that Colin founded? Colin Hilton. He died a few years ago. Yeah? But such is life, eh? Teachers taught and led. Pearl Morgan at 100. Yeah? You're doing very well, Miss Morgan. Time for the break. After the break, your calls.
Let's drink to the hard-working people, and let's drink to the lowly of birth. Raise your glass to the good and the evil.
For Pearl Morgan, who's celebrating her 100th birthday, and I can always depend on my listeners. Colin Hilton, out of that class, who rebelled against being taught cookery. Yeah? He became an excellent chef, and he opened the Guilt Trip. Yes, the Guilt Trip. Many of you would have had many, many happy experiences at the Guilt Trip in Ligony. Yes? That was as a result of what I explained earlier. Yeah, we rebelled against doing cookery at Excelsior. That was about 77. Yeah, and some of us benefited greatly. Yeah? After the break, your calls.
Clif Says was brought to you by Educom Credit Union, providing value through service.
It's one Jamaica, so make we clean up the place. The time brought to you by the National Solid Waste Management Authority is
9 minutes to 11.
This Father's Day, escape to the Pamper Temple for ultimate relaxation. Adam and Eve Day Spa. All treatments are infused to melt your tension and remove stress. Pamper Dad with a massage, facial, body treatment, and mani-pedi. Unwind at Adam and Eve and enjoy complimentary Pure Country juices and a Johnny Walker. But now at www.adamandevedayspaja.com. Purchase gift certificates. Call 876-754-6017 or WhatsApp 876-567-2142 for details.
takes place at the Racers Grand Prix Saturday, June 1 at the National Stadium. World champion Noah Lyles, British record holder Hughes, Africa's fastest man Ferdinand Amanyala, and Jamaica's favorite Oblique Seville battling the 100 meters. World champion Antonio Watson takes on champion Allison. Olympic champion Hansel Parchment graces the track in his pet event. St. Lucian hotshot Julian Alfred goes up against the young Jamaican Joel Alana Reid. Devin Charlton takes on Akira Nugent. Tickets available at racersgrandprix.com, mysticonlinetix.com, and the Jamaica Pegasus starting May 24. Finish line $5,000, regular grandstand $3,000, bleachers $500. Don't miss a great night experiencing Jamaica's track and field, passion and entertainment.
Nationwide 90 FM is at it again. Team Revolution will clear every hurdle and sprint to the finish line as we cover the games of the 33rd Olympiad from Paris, the city of love.
Winning by daylight and setting a world record 9.68. The wind is okay.
Nationwide's coverage is powered by our diamond sponsor, KFC. It's finger licking good across all locations island-wide.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255.
My hands were steady. My eyes
All right, 7 minutes going up to 11, and thanks to all of you who came to my help. Guilt trip, yes? And another listener wrote, I went to hotel school in the Bahamas, and the boys did way better than us girls because they took a formulaic approach, whereas our overconfidence made us hit and miss with the complicated French recipes. So yes, we did better than the girls at the cookery. Yeah? But they would beat us in terms of the theory. All right. James, good morning.
Clif, how are you?
I'm alive.
Yeah, just two quick things surrounding this dual citizenship thing and so forth. I think you need your newsroom or somebody to have a quick study of the Constitution, Section 39 and 40. Because I get the impression that some people stop after Section 39 and not realizing that it's the combination of both that determines who can be a member of Parliament and in the Senate. Because Section 39 says, basically says the group that qualifies. But Section 40 says, basically saying that of those that have qualified, these do not qualify from that group. Things like election officials, judges, convicts, people who are bankrupt, the insane, and of course, those who are dual citizens.
Are not qualified for what?
To be members of Parliament. That's what 40 does. It says of those who qualify in 39, the persons that don't qualify are, as I said, election officials, judges, convicts, persons who are bankrupt, those who are criminally insane, I think it is, and those who have dual citizenship. Because
dual citizenship would be those who have dual citizenship outside of a Commonwealth country.
No. I think that's where we lose it. Because I think when you look at that section, I think it is subsection 2 of Section 40. It says once you have allegiance to a foreign power, you don't qualify.
Oh, it's not dual citizenship then. It's allegiance.
Which means any dual citizenship, whether...
With allegiance to a foreign power.
Yeah, that's what Section 2 says as to who doesn't qualify any at all. And I think perhaps the use of the word Commonwealth is maybe creating a misunderstanding in Section 39 because of subsection 2.
Yes.
when you look at it and interpret it, it is basically saying that those, it indicates that those who do not have exclusive Jamaican citizenship are disqualified. So dual citizenship, even if you're a Commonwealth citizen, is not really entertained.
Oh?
Yeah,
Oh.
I think you guys just need to do a quick study of it, and I think you would come to the same realization that I have come to relating to it.
So what you're saying, that would exclude or include Mr. Golding?
I think he would be just like Mr. Vaz. It would end up excluding him.
Oh?
So, and according to the court's ruling that we have had, I think their interpretation of it with Mr. Vaz's case, it would say that, these persons, once you are not exclusively a Jamaican citizen, you are disqualified. So I think if you look at it, because there's no mention in either section about Jamaican citizenship, it just says Commonwealth in 39. But then when you come down to section 2, it says, hey, if you have any allegiance to a foreign power.
I think it's not citizenship but allegiance, because I recall in the Vaz matter, what nailed him was that as an adult, he made and acted upon decisions to renew and to use.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Allegiance. Once you allegiance
to
you have an
renew
allegiance
and to use it
by whatever method.
Yes.
Apart from
then that demonstrates
as a child.
Then
not
that
doing
demonstrates
anything
allegiance. Now, I see where a number of people saying that it is being considered legally. Let us say no. Let us see. Let us see. All right, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, Clif.
Good, good. You too. Time for the break.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock.
Experience Jamaica's Olympic triumphs in Jamaica Gold, a golden spotlight.
Brought to you by Horton's Pharmacy. Horton's RX Pack for better medication management.
After the 1952 Olympics, Jamaica endured a gold drought for 5 Olympic cycles. That's until Donald Quarry ended the streak at the 1976 Montreal Games, winning the men's 200 meters. Quarry made the Jamaican 100 meters team for the 1968 Summer Olympics as a 17-year-old, but he got injured in training and could not compete. In 1976, after winning the AAA's 100 and 200 meters titles, Quarry could finally compete at the Olympics without injuries. He first made the 100 meters final, which he led until overtaken by Trinidadian Hasty Crawford. In the 200 meters, Quarry led the pack, coming out of the turn and held off all challenges to take the title in 20.22 seconds.
Away they go, first time, and Quarry got a magnificent start in lane 2, and Quarry really taking them off. And once the laps on the track, I'm not quite sure it is. And there's another one down, Hampton it looks like. No, Hampton in the centre, there's Quarry. And Quarry comes home in front with Hampton in second place, Evans third, and Betty in fourth. And Quarry, the silver medalist in the 100, takes the 200 from Hampton, and in third place was Evans with Betty in fourth.
You just experienced a Jamaican Olympic triumph in Jamaica Gold, a golden spotlight.
Brought to you by Horton's Pharmacy. Horton's RX Pack for better medication management.
Super healthy, super happy. SuperMed located in Kingston, St. Thomas, Portland, and St. Mary. The time by SuperMed family of pharmacies and Hughes Den Pharmacy is
a minute after 11.
630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255.
hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light.
YouTubers, I really enjoy your company and your feedback. And one of our ardent YouTubers is Archie Bunker. And out of respect for Archie, I'm going to respond to another blatant lie that emanates from a certain person on Twitter who is notorious for lying, and who really by now, if you are a user of Twitter, should know that he's a habitual liar, and you should not entertain whatever he says without a pound of salt. But I don't put Archie in that group at all. Archie is asking me if I posted on X, formerly Twitter, that our latest Blue Dot polls have the Labour Party trailing the PNP by about 14 percentage points. Archie Bunker? No. I did not make any such post for the simple reason there's no such poll done. We have not engaged Blue Dot to do any polls for Nationwide since January, February of this year. So the lie that John is propagating is just that, another of John's notorious famous lies. He has a very fertile imagination. Mr. Bunker? Yeah? Not true. All right. Who is next? 4 minutes after 11. Fox, good morning.
Daddy Hughes.
Yes, sir.
What go on, Bridging?
I'm good.
Nice
good.
to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me something, Daddy Hughes. What to Jean and this?
Jean has migrated, you know. She has moved to the Cayman Islands. Her daughter, she's now with her daughter living there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm here for here, just, you know, and I know you are really a little company, you know.
Yes, I know. We communicate too infrequently, I should say. Yeah, she messages me sometimes on Facebook. Yeah. But the last time we spoke, she was fine. Yeah, missing her Jamaica.
Yes, man. Even we out there, Mr. Arthur, man. I enjoy listening to her, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I enjoy those senior company, you know, Mr. Hughes.
Yes, man.
Anyway, Mr. Hughes,
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, the Peter Philip comrades and the laborers them out here having a field day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a picture going around with a certain man, what you call it, permanent? Member of Parliament and Mr. Vaz going around. And them I say, him a traitor. I don't know if you see it going around.
No.
I won't call his name now, but it look like they all should be out. Mr. Hughes, the Labour Party, them have a ball. And if they don't play that ball like they want to score, they must not make Mark Golding get away with this, you know, Mr. Hughes.
Mr. Golding says you're all attempting to distract.
Yes, man, me hear him, man, but last night when I see him step out in car in a gale, he no look so confident, Mr. Hughes. He look droopy.
Uh-huh.
Yes, man. And me I said, but you know, thank God, then can call my friend named Denisha Philip, because she leads it to Labour Party.
Every time you call me, you invoke Venetia's name.
Mr. Hughes,
You're in love with Venetia.
I don't want to say that on nationwide radio, Mr. Hughes. but
yeah, I think you're in love with Venetia.
But Mr. Hughes, but be honest. Then I don't hear us when they and I said to the Labour Party, they need to start of them spot meet, Mr. Hughes. You see what the PNP is doing? Then going around rally up them base,
Mm-hmm.
But the prime minister is listening, but he's listening very slowly.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm calling upon them, Mr. Hughes. I thank you the day when you give me the opportunity to talk to the prime minister about certain things that we are upset with out here.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to start paying we, his people, some attention, Mr. Hughes.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody listen to the people distraction and you have to listen to them still, and see if they make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not all distraction bad.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me, Mr. Hughes?
Yes, sir. I'm hearing you loud and clear, Fox.
And I'm calling upon the Prime Minister to do the right thing. Gather his members and talk to them. Because many of them want to go, but I don't know why they won't leave.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Hughes, so by election now, we test the ground and see where we are.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear you're talking about a man, talking about you put up blues at sport. Mr. Hughes, at the time, fees, lie.
And he's a notorious habitual liar. Just look at his posts. Yeah?
Yes, man.
Lies after lies.
Yes, and everywhere they're going, Mr. Hughes, they have your name. Oh, Clif, you said this in a little spot meeting, Everybody turn up this morning for you, Mr. Hughes.
Yeah, when it suits them.
When it suits, then I want to tell you something. There's a certain man in Westmoreland. I can't call him here, me and him make a short cut of what you said when you said the PNP are informed now. Something to the start. And I see him run go put it up. And I reply on that, I said, only when it's true to know. When put it up, then when put up the bad way you say about too. So, Mr. Hughes, me not have much time, but I'm saying to the Labour Party, start rally the BS.
You have been saying that for several weeks now.
Then, Mr. Hughes, sister, everything when me I say, I had up. Look, Mr. Hughes, last week I tell you, say, if you bring in Bruce Golding and PJ Patterson and the Constitution reform, me tell you that, Mr. Hughes, facts tell you that, I tell you that the PNP what we know today can clearly say to you, say, no, Mr. Patterson don't talk for the PNP. We are in charge now. And you see, this morning I hear it on the news that the People National Party has reaffirmed their position. They're not going to support this constitution change unless them put in what they want. Very interesting there, is that, Mr. Hughes?
Yep. Yes,
and
sir.
The Labour Party have a hedge now. Thank God for Mr. Vaz. But Miss Benisha...
What is the edge the Labour Party has?
Then, Mr. Hughes, see the man secret, but so when I hide long time, you know, until we say you have two citizenship, Mr. Hughes.
But you think that really matters? You think it matters? How you think it matters? What do you mean? Politically, it is an embarrassment. Yes, it is an embarrassment. But beyond that, will that move the needle in terms of people voting one way or the other? Or
I think so because I tell you, I hear some comrades talk, Mr. Hughes. You would like to hear it.
Well, I've heard those comrades who tell me they're embarrassed.
I even hear comrades say, see there, we get a perfect opportunity to bring in Lisa Anna. And not give up Lisa Anna for a white man. Where you say to me now, Mr. Hughes, come now, come. Isaiah say, come let us reason, say the Lord. So the Labour Party now, them have a ball now for scoring on Mr. Hughes. And the PNP don't have anything to say. I hear Mark Golding go on platform last night talking about, the Prime Minister, Saturday declaration is not certified. And you talk about this last week. That's all them have to talk about because then see then get the Prime Minister, then get government, but it not work. I've been in politics for a long time.
Yes.
And they must not make this one rest. And I would like to know if when them certify Mark goal in declaration, I would like to know if them certify the asset, if he have any in England, in British. Very interesting there, Mr. Hughes.
All right,
Mr.
sir.
Hughes,
All right,
I will
Fox.
go and listen.
All right, good.
Please, Mr. Hughes, tell Nora to give Desmond Mackenzie the number and he can give me a call.
All right, she hear you.
Yes. Have a good day, my brethren.
All right, Fox.
Yes, hot summer.
All right, good. Clyde, good morning.
Morning, Sir Hughes. Morning.
Good morning.
The politicians having a field day, sir.
Yes.
Yes. You know, I don't know if you listen to Minister Farrakhan. He came to Jamaica and he made a statement that the slave masters are gone, but they left their stench behind. The constitution that we have now is saying the JLP and the PNP saw some things in the constitution that have outlived their usefulness and making effort together to get rid of those as far as they have agreed on. Some they don't agree on, and some they agree on and decide to work on it. Mr. Golding, he has found himself in a pickle. He cannot, if he renounces citizenship, it doesn't make him look better. And if he doesn't, it makes him worse. So damn if he does, and damn if he doesn't. The thing is here, Mr. Hughes, he was pressured to admit that he's a British citizen. Now, if he is being pressured to give it up, how does that make him look good? Question to you, Mr. Hughes.
Question to me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, he's going to suffer some fallout, one way or the other. Yeah, he's going to suffer. Yeah, and he will have to make that call. Yeah. And the leadership of the PNP will have to make that call. Yeah, because I don't think this is going to go away. Yeah, it's not going to go away. Yeah?
Yes.
And they will have to make a call as to whether to cut now, yeah, and to cauterize their fallout, and at least get some time to damage control or to repair the breach if he were to cut, yeah?
Yeah.
Or take their chances and go in with him. But this I don't know, sir. I really don't know. It's not playing well.
Ugly. It's ugly.
Hold on for me, sir. We're up on the break. Hold on.
Yes.
My hands were steady. My eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose. My steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock.
Clearing personal non-commercial shipments at the port? Avoid the wait. Request a contactless clearance through your agent today. It's more efficient. It's secure. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
16 minutes after 11.
Do you owe the NWC? Don't worry. The NWC's Pay and Save program can help you. Yes, you can get a 10 to 20% discount off when you pay balances that are 90 days or older. And if you can't pay everything in full, you can enter into a payment arrangement. Take advantage of this great opportunity by visiting any NWC commercial office island-wide. For more information about the NWC's Pay and Save program, visit nwcjamaica.com or call 888-NWC. Conditions apply.
In
Invest in Jamaica and make your money grow. Invest in Mayberry Jamaican Equities Bond, a safe and purposeful way to invest. How? We carefully invest your funds in top local companies, empowering you to profit from multiple businesses, not just one. With a minimum investment of just $20,000 and an interest rate of up to 10.5% per annum, it's more than just growth. It's profit with purpose. Discover more at www.profitwithpurposeja.com or contact your investment advisor for full details. Profit with purpose. Invest with Mayberry.
Nationwide 90 FM is at it again. Team Revolution will clear every hurdle and sprint to the finish line as we cover the games of the 33rd Olympiad from Paris, the city of love.
Winning by daylight and setting a world record 9.68. The wind is okay.
Nationwide's coverage is powered by our diamond sponsor, KFC. It's finger licking good across all locations island-wide.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock. Like a rock. I was strong as I could be.
Yes, sir, we're back with you.
It cannot be, Mr. Hughes, when at a time when opposition and government are working together to get rid of the relics of colonialism, that Mr. Golding is seeking to become the next prime minister. And I think I heard you, couple of days back or weeks back, that it is a real possibility. And for him, every time, for him to become the prime minister of this country and to be giving orders to people who the bitterness of slavery is still in our mouths, it's totally unacceptable, sir. And I think one of the reasons why he is still holding on, not surrendering his British citizenship, is because he hasn't heard yet, or the party has not yet heard from the big donors that are in their corner. They're not sure what they're going to say, and I think they are waiting for orders from them. Say, you know what, this thing is too long with us. And I think that's what's happening right now. But his position is already clear. Give him the chance and the privilege. He will not want to. But whether he does or doesn't, it is clear that Jamaica people will not stand up for that. We're talking about what they have done to us over so many years, hundreds of years. And then you coming back in 2014 to tell us that you are, well, I don't want to call him a beneficiary, but he's trying to talk like us. And I heard you refer to him that he should put it down because he's fighting tooth and nail just to talk like us.
Yes.
Yes. He and I heard you mention it time and again that, listen, he must put it down.
Yeah,
and be
it's not coming
himself.
across as authentic.
Yes. He was born here. You can't take that from him.
Yes.
Every man has a right to where he belongs. He was born here. You can't take that from him. And based on how the Constitution is now structured, legally, he has the right to be there. But morally, he's below water.
Yes.
And he needs to come and accept that. And the people who are spinning for him need to tell him, listen, do what you have to do. You in a position now where, no matter what you do now, your situation, your position is severely compromised. And listen, I can't say what I want to say on the ear, but I tell you something, I'm angry. I am angry. We're not hearing more from civil society. And you know, Mr. Hughes?
Yes.
I want to tell you something. Some of these people that you have as commentators, civil commentators, or what label you give them, you know, say a lot of us now listen to them on Nationwide, sir, because we know them. We know them. And we know what political hat they wear. And so, please, I'm begging you, sir, see if you can comb civil society and pull them out and get them. We want to hear from them. We can't let it to just the politicians alone, sir. Jamaica belongs to all of us. And it cannot be with, I heard Mr. One gentleman, one deacon come on and was saying to George some things there were never worth repeating. I held the man in high esteem. I used to read his article. He just turned me off. You know, because if
a lot of people have been saying that, expressing similar sentiments to me, sir. Quite a number of people, and I think we are at a very difficult place.
Yes.
Because as a certain event draws nearer,
yes,
yeah, then we're going to be in this spot of bother.
Yes.
And I heard that conversation between the deacon and another leader of another civil society group.
Yes.
And I was in company of someone else. And the position that you have arrived at, that's the position they have arrived at.
Yeah.
The civil society group, the noted civil society groups, yeah, in their silence on this matter, have really shown their hands, their political hands.
Yes.
Yeah? And they are under greater scrutiny.
Yes. Yes, and the thing about it now, I don't know who to trust, because the thing we have JLP and we have PNP. Now, for what is going on, this should be the concern about JLP and PNP. Right? Civil society can wash their hands clean enough out of this. They need to come and speak. But is it that they're going to fall in somebody's bad book? So be it. You speaking for the old lady, Jamaica. And you know what bothers me, sir? I not leaving here, go nowhere.
You don't have no other citizenship.
No.
So
I have to live
you have
here.
to damn well stay here.
I am angry, sir. Very angry. And it doesn't reach bitterness. But the people who I used to listen to, you know, when they say a word or two, it sinks, it gets home. It gives you hope that all is not lost in Jamaica. But when you, and no wonder why we have what you call the Integrity Commission, because we have sunken so low that they have to legislate integrity. You know, how low can we get? I mean, if you are PNP and you see it, call it. If you are JLP and you see it, call it. You can't leave it just to the politicians, sir. God, for heaven's sake, for crying out loud, I call on the civil society, and I want to hear more calls. Because you see, sometimes the politicians come. Most time, not sometimes. When the politicians come, they're going to spin it their way.
Yeah.
The way it suits them.
Yes.
Yes. Now, the man who is going to cut it right down to the middle is Kevin O'Brien Chang. Nadine, what you call him?
Spence.
Yes. Miss Dr.
Nadine
I forget
Spence.
her name now.
Dr. Nadine Spence.
I'm not young enough, so take time with me, Clif. And people, you know, who even sometimes, you know, I want to call some name now. Not for evil. And that's where I will leave you this morning. You see, if Jamaica did have more people like a Michael Leachin and a Keith Duncan, Jamaica would acquire first world status long time. Yes. Because you see, they love Jamaica more than their money. They love Jamaica more than their party. Because no doubt they have political leaning. Yes, they do have. But they not come from public square and broadcast. If Mr. Honis is farming fool himself, then give a certain sound. If Mr. Golden missed the mark, they give a certain sound. Those are the people I will sit down and listen to. No, you don't come listen to no Mr. Greenspan who sits in the quiet there and advise these people, and people are in waiting to see this happen for them to come bring back Jamaica to where we were in so long. I'm tired of them, sir. They must go enjoy their pension and leave Jamaica to who mean Jamaica well. God bless you, Master Cliff.
All right, sir.
I'm in on top to listen to you. You know, so my dial stuck there, though.
Keep it there.
Yes, it won't move.
Keep it there.
God bless your nationwide.
You take care, sir.
The nationwide family.
You take care, too. Good. Time for the break.
My hands were steady. My eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose. My steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock, like a rock. I was strong as
Studying overseas? Contact Versan Educational Services Kingston, Montego Bay, or New York office at 876-755-2187 or read the Wednesday blog at www.versan.org for more information. The time by Versan, VES is best, is
11:30.
You've worked hard your whole life. Let the CIBC Senior Savers account reward you in your golden years. Designed exclusively for clients 60 and up, our Senior Savers account can maximize your savings with benefits such as attractive interest rates, free transactions at CIBC ATMs, no monthly fees, and more. Plus, enjoy our mobile app and online banking for seamless transactions anytime, anywhere. Open your CIBC Senior Savers account today.
Recycling Partners of Jamaica. Yeah, we got to make a change, and we have to do it now, can't wait for later. We put plastic in its place, and we all can agree that will be safer than in the gullies and in the drains. Recycling Partners of Jamaica. We put plastic in its place, yeah, the place of the clean. PET the top of the Italy, HDPE, buckle up against screen. Baby to granny, everybody roping. You we got to go green, you know what I mean. See the sign from the bin, if you drop it in through car window, you fling, that another thing. And we don't want no garbage in this game. No, we are the little bug, them are not the same. So listen up, Jamaica, I'm saying it's time to make a change. Recycling partners of Jamaica, we put plastic in its place, and we all can agree that we'll be safer than in the gullies in the heavy rains. Recycling partners of Jamaica, we put plastic in its place.
My Mega Mart, best value by far.
With so much to do in one location, make Mega Mart your one-stop shop. Pick up your groceries and houseware needs, grab a bite and pay some bills. Fill your prescriptions and see the beauty products in our pharmacy. All in one amazing location. My Mega Mart, the best value by far.
My Mega Mart, best value by far.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock. Like a rock, I was strong as I could be. Like a rock, nothing ever got to me. Like a rock, I was something to see. Like a rock, and I stood arrow straight, unencumbered by the weight of all.
27 minutes going up to noon. Good morning, Billboard.
Top of the morning to you, teacher.
How are you?
I am alive and well, thank God.
Yes? Good.
I am bigging up your station, and I can't stop big it up. It's so impactful.
Mm-hmm.
That lady named Miss Rose that calling about the mineral bath out by Rockford.
Yes. She's going
You
to
realize that they're doing something now?
Yes, she's going to get her wishes.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
You remember calling the day after so and beg the Prime Minister get involved with this, spend some
Yes.
money there, so
Yes.
all those in association with Curb Cement.
Mm-hmm.
I feel so proud, and I know it is because of your station. Nobody deny this. This is because of your station, boss man. Anyhow, let us move on. You remember the brother and Nancy story?
Mm-hmm.
You remember
Which
brother
one,
and Nancy?
Which one of them?
General brother and Nancy. Brother and Nancy, the image.
Which one of the Brian Nancy stories? There are several Brian Nancy stories. You know.
Well, the real one, I love wheel him way bang go about the place to try not to people. Always have a trick up him sleeve.
Mm-hmm. Well, there are
That's
several of those.
That's the opposition leader. Let me tell you something. He tries to pull every possible trick in the book to get dual citizenship in Parliament. You realize? All because he knew in the back of his head that he is a dual citizen. And he did everything prior to when it was exposed that he's one.
Mm-hmm.
To try and bring the dual citizenship into a reality into Parliament.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as a Jamaican, I don't want no dual citizen in my Parliament. I don't think I'm standing in the list. I'm almost sure I'm standing in at least 80% of us.
Mm-hmm.
And if 80% of the people of Jamaica support me, no dual citizen in Parliament. Stay with you. I remember I told that I give up my green card for Jamaica, and
Yes.
I never reached nowhere in my life.
Yes.
But I just miss me Jamaica.
Right.
And when I went up to the embassy to give him a green card, they asked me why am I doing this? If I'm being threatened.
Uh-huh.
They couldn't believe I was giving up a green card.
Yes.
So if you do all time where you're there,
Mm-hmm.
when I say angle your bangle. You understand?
Yes.
All right. I am specifically focusing on Mr. Golding. Sorry, I've called him name. You ever hear him speaking to the people as if he is the real Bucky master? He speaks down to people, you know.
You think so?
Of course.
Tell me,
And
give me an example of that.
Well, I have two examples. If he has the representative representing the opposition, and when they make a decision, they have to reverse it because him say, him no agree.
Oh.
Eh? That's the Bucky Master style. It cannot be certified unless me say it. And he had been consulted over the year of the commission meeting, and he had been fed the various reports. And when he signed off time, he said, no, that. He mash up the game. Take up him, problem, and mash up the game. That's Bucky Master style, boss man. Since start come on with it, he must spin a ball now, you know. I bring back in the integrity commission to try to dismiss people focusing on him. When coming back with that, sir? Eh?
It is still unresolved.
Yeah, but when I come back in with it now is the time for him to start himself.
No politics billboard. Your side had dropped some licks on him. So you don't expect him to fight back.
I read better Nancy, my regular world.
But the politics, so we practice the politics. You know, the politics is very competitive.
It's
so
time to realize
they know they're getting blows, you know. They know. Yeah, so they might try counter.
Find something new, man. The Integrity Commission one gone on for more than a year. And the Integrity Commission people, it's only because they know whatever it is, report it. But the opposition, the Prime Minister say, him give them all what them need. So it seems to ask the Integrity Commission why them don't disclose it.
Yes.
Enough you have beat Mr. Holness. Mr. Holness has nothing more to do with it.
Yes.
You understand me? Bossman, Jamaica is at a crossroads. And I think the government should go to the people.
No?
I mean, for the referendum.
Oh.
Independence, yes. Independence, no. Eh?
Yes.
And independence come out as yes. So CCJ, yes. CCJ, no. That is what is to be put on the ballot.
Yes.
Privy Council, yes. Privy Council, no. Whichever one you want to put. As a headline. Make the people put them tick or them X and decide for Jamaica. You cannot have one man. Listen to me now. Just one man rule the entire opposition, you know.
Yes.
If him not say, yeah, it can't go. This is more than the one Dan Siaga style, because the one Dan Siaga style was with his party members. Him one Dan style is with Jamaica.
Yes.
If him don't say, yeah, it can't be. And it's time Jamaicans open the mind. What is the opening the mind? You might not say it.
Yes.
The gentleman will tell you about the independent people. They must claim them independent. They come on the radio every day, come mix them politics in between. It's only a pity you can't dissociate your position from them. Because we don't really mix them, you know. People like me when me hear them, you see?
Yes.
Me not turn off my radio. But it's like me deaf. Me not listen to one single comment to them. If this comment is even sensible, I'm not listening to them. It's going from one ear to the other ears. I can't tell you anything what them say, when them don't talk. Because I'm not listening to them. I'm not turning off my station. It's my station. Eh?
Yes, sir.
I listen to my station, but I not listen to what they are saying. But you know, to train your mind to those things, me there, but me not there.
Yes.
Okay. So when them come on the station,
well, let me ask you this. If Mr. Golding does not renounce his British citizenship, what then?
Jamaicans must do what they have to do.
Which is?
Vote out the entire, give the present government the entire 63 seats.
No.
I am not for it. But it's to show them, wake them up. They cannot have one man ruling. The opposition.
Even so, that is dangerous, sir.
I know too, and I hate. All right, you see the amount of seats the present government have in Parliament.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. I think we should have more opposition seats there.
Yes. So why you would
but
want to?
As a mark to those house slaves that I'm sorry to be calling them the house slaves. If they can't tell him must step aside because if Mr. Bunting had a seat, he wouldn't be there. They would have asked him to step aside already.
Mm-hmm.
Because at least they would have a replacement.
Mm-hmm.
But they no one will at least have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not putting power into it. Because they're going to be having a lot of things around power. You understand, as an opposition leader. His record is not all that squeaky clean. But they don't want to give Lisa a chance. And say, listen to me. Step aside. The party must step him aside. Must demand that he steps aside. The party can't do it. And I hate to say the house slaves, but house slaves can do it. Move Bucky Master from the roots because he's not good for Jamaica. And this is not because he's white. My teachings come from an Englishman. My teachings, and I reached in life till things that mash me about, is an Englishman I used to work with. And I see how he handles his staff, and you name it. So I know integrity is the most important thing. Don't tell a lie, because you can never remember the lie when you ask about it next year or the year after.
Yes.
So not start with it. Because you said something else 2-3 months down the road. And the man said, but that's not tell me already. Boy, you lie. Clif is not a Christian.
Yes.
But if I am to tell you a lie, I walk you out. You cannot say I responded. What me say?
I hear your billboard. I hear.
And that is what we need. Leaders. We don't have them now still, regardless of what you hear me I say. But we need leaders that is clean.
Yes.
Can stand to the test of time. And leaders will always be accused of a lot of things where they're not guilty of. But make when the trumpet sound or the bell toll by you, you're clean.
All right, sir.
Take it easy.
All right, billboard.
Professor.
Time for the break.
Keep it up.
All right, good. Billboard. Good.
All right.
Time for the break.
My hands were steady. My eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose. My steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right. Like a rock. Like a rock. I was strong as I could be. Like a rock. Nothing ever got to me.
Let's help you sharpen your investment skills so you can analyze, strategize, and capitalize on market trends. Think Like a Stockbroker is a weekly radio program that explores the implications of current market news. Get investment tips and hear their top picks from hosts Siobhan Campbell and Sagicor Investments expert Jodian Aris. Tune in to Sagicor Investments Think Like a Stockbroker Wednesdays at 7 p.m. only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media.
Furnitureland at 112 Constant Spring Road is Jamaica's premier furniture retailer when searching for stylish and elegant pieces for your home. The time by Furnitureland is...
Comments time, 11:45.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255.
My hands were steady.
Maxie, good morning. Maxie? Good morning. All right, no Maxie. Joseph?
Yes, sir, I'm right here.
Yes, sir.
Good. How are you this morning?
I'm alive. And you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good.
I want to briefly comment on the Minister of Justice Mr. Delroy Chuck's announcement in Parliament on the news last night that there is a law that is going to criminalize parents for disciplining their children. And he didn't put a distinction between abuse and just ordinary teaching the right thing and administering maybe a spanking, but not something to injure the child.
Yes.
Everything was put together in one package,
Mm-hmm.
that if there is any corporal punishment at all, that the parents can be criminalized for
Yes.
doing those things.
Yes.
But there are two principles that I want to bring out, and briefly. The first principle is that rulers are said to be the minister of God, to thee for good. Romans chapter 13, verses 3 and 4. And minister means servant. It is from the Greek word diakonos, which means a servant, which implies that God is the one in charge of rulers, not rulers in charge of God. And another thing, too, is that since that is so, that what God has revealed through his inspired writers of the Holy Scriptures should be used by rulers and implemented by them in the society. For example, let me just bring one scripture. Proverbs chapter 13, verse 24 says, he that spareth his rod hateth his son, but he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes, that is, chastens him early. Now, what this is showing us is that chastising a child is not necessarily a demonstration of hatred. God says it should be a demonstration of love. And how does that come in? Because you're trying to curtail your child's behavior so that he or she does not get into trouble later on and grows up to be a good and upright, useful citizen in a country. So we should not dispense with corporal punishment, absolutely. And what we should focus on is distinguishing between abuse, which is wrong, and the ordinary chastisement, which accompanies the teaching of what God expects every human being to do. So I want to encourage the Minister of Justice and other members of government to withdraw that law and not to impose it upon the people, because we are a nation founded on godly biblical principles. Take, for example, our national anthem is a prayer to God for protection and for direction with wisdom from above. And our national pledge is a promise to God and to all mankind to play our part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. So we are based upon the teachings of the Word of God. And we should not have Minister Chuck trying to impose a law that goes against one of God's commands, that we discipline our children. And it is the parents' responsibility to bring up a child in the way that they should go, so that when they are old, they will not depart from it. Proverbs 22, verse 6. So I am very concerned about the direction the government is taking our nation. And I'm asking the people of Jamaica, who are God-fearing and God-loving, that you let the government know by coming on these talk shows and understand that you're not for what they are doing concerning this. Thank you very much for allowing me the opportunity to air my concern.
And may I now?
Go ahead, please.
Okay. First of all, I think it is very important that we make a distinction between whatever law or regulation that is coming, between abuse, yes?
Yes.
And disciplining your child. Government, frankly, should not have a role in disciplining a child in the home. Yes?
Yes.
Philosophically, I'm there with you on that. But the fact is, we don't have homes in Jamaica. For the most part, our homes are non-existent. We have all kinds of arrangements, social arrangements, in the upbringing of our children today. Many instances, mother not around or father not around, or grandma, all kinds of, it's a mess where the family life is concerned in Jamaica, the family arrangements. And in that scenario, plus the fact that we are seeing the rampant violence in the society, governments cannot stay on the sideline and not take on this issue. It's a very difficult and complex social issue. There is no black and white approach. And that is why I said this morning, for Minister Chuck to have made that declaration, yes, would elicit the kind of visceral reaction I'm hearing from you and other people of the church. And let us not allow this to descend into another we versus them, or church versus non-church, or atheist versus people of faith. Let us not descend into that. Because we have... No, sir, I allowed you. I did not interrupt you once. Let us not have that descend, this very important, complex issue, descend into that arena, that it becomes another cultural battle. No, we have a serious problem with rampant violence that we were born and bred with and into for hundreds of years beginning with slavery. Yes, we were brought here in violence, we were controlled with violence, we were taught violence, and we are now reaping the results of that. Our language is violent. How some of you preach in the hallowed halls of the church is violent. Our conduct is violent. We are a violent society, sir.
So what would the solution be? What would the solution be to this problem?
The point I'm making, sir, is that first of all, we must recognize the roots of this. 2, if we recognize those roots, we cannot take an approach that one size fits all. 3, we have to get down to the nitty-gritty in clearly defining what is disciplining a child versus what is abusing a child. And frankly, the state must set guidelines. I don't want the state in my house when I'm disciplining my child. Yes? But given the reality that we are at a very sorry place in Jamaica where violence is concerned, the state has a responsibility to offer some guidance. Yes? And the final point I'll make to you, sir. Your understanding and your description of the role of the church, I'll say this. I live in a democracy, and I'll fight to support and maintain that democracy. I don't live in a theocracy where the words or teaching of the Bible or a particular text must be the end and the final arbiter. No, sir.
Well, that's where you're wrong.
I'll strongly resist you and others who believe that your belief...
It's a fundamental problem, you know.
It is a fundamental problem because it's fundamentally undemocratic. I don't live in Iran where a supreme leader decides, yes, how we should do this because of the teaching.
I'm not talking about a man deciding, you know. I'm talking about our Creator.
Our Creator.
Deciding.
But, sir, we will have to agree to disagree. I don't live in a theocracy. I live in a democracy.
We must
So
understand.
you are entitled to your understanding of the Bible and how it is to be applied. I expect my legislature. Yes.
You just allow me 1 minute.
No. I expect my legislature, yes, to take into consideration, yes, some of those fundamental beliefs that significant sections of the Jamaican population holds dear. But it can't be the beginning and the end of the matter, sir. That is dangerous.
The fundamental problem, sir, is this, that government must understand that there is a Creator who rules over all creation and who has the right to determine how societies should behave and how they should not behave and how government should
You believe that. You hold true to that. Don't impose that on the rest of us.
If people do not recognize
you hold true to that, Pastor.
Ultimate authority.
You hold true to that, Pastor. You have a right to do that.
You know what
but don't impose it on me.
We're going to have anarchy.
Don't impose it on me, Pastor. That is your view. That is your belief.
If there is no absolute authority to determine right and wrong, then what we have descended into is that each person makes their own standard of morality.
For the same reason,
government make their standard.
For the same reason, you get to decide, how you interpret and apply. And I'm saying no. In a democracy, we don't do it that way.
No, you see, the ultimate rule is the rule of God.
No, sir. Who's God? Who's God?
God is
your God or my God?
There is only one true God. The Creator.
Tell that to the Hindu. Tell that to the Islamist.
And the earth and the sea and all that is in them.
Which God? Which one? The Hindu God or the Islamist God? Which one? Jehovah? Which one?
The Islamists even themselves.
Which one?
That there is one true God.
Oh, really?
They would not agree with you that there are many different gods.
All different, depending on your faith and your set of beliefs.
God is not someone we create. God is the Creator.
Sir?
And He has the
Thanks for the call. I have to go to the news. Time for the midday news.
My hands were steady. My eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose. My steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock, like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock. I was something to see, like a rock. And I stood arrow straight, unencumbered by the weight of all these hustlers and their schemes. I stood proud, I stood tall, high above it all. I still believed in my dreams.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Fast, friendly service? Check. Delicious chicken? Check. Get Quick Chick. Available at Grants Pen and Halfway Tree. Great taste without the wait. The time by Quick Chick is
12 o'clock.
It's credible and factual. The World at Noon on Nationwide 90 FM.
A very good afternoon to you. I'm Tona Thomas. Coming up in the Nationwide World at Noon for this afternoon, Monday, May 27, 2024. A St. James man accused of killing a mother and her child in Miami has been indicted in Florida. The number of syphilis infections across the Americas has increased by 30%. National Parent-Teacher Association says the government should provide corporal punishment guidelines instead of imposing punishment ban in homes. Incorporated Master Builders Association of Jamaica says the pre-qualification for the $40 billion Spark program is a barrier for local contractors. In regional news, a SIDS 4 conference opens in Antigua. In international news, tornadoes and storms leave 19 dead across 4 U.S. states. And in sports, CEO of Races Grand Prix, Devon Blake, says anticipation for the meet is reaching new heights. The details after the break.
The Midday News is brought to you by Total Tools. We almost always have it.
Welcome Deluxe, the cream cracker that rises to the top. So crisp, so light, so buttery. When you're good, you're just good. Hey, had the national flavor. You go want to buy this pack. So good, it's just so good. Welcome Deluxe, the cream cracker that rises to the top. So crisp, so light, so buttery. National Baking Company, just so good.
Now to the details. A U.S. television station has reported that Dion Griffiths, a Montego-based St. James man who's accused of killing a mother and her child over 2 years ago in Miami, has been indicted by an Orange County grand jury. The station, NBC Orlando affiliate WESH2, says the 24-year-old was indicted last Wednesday. Griffiths is charged with first-degree murder in the deaths of 20-year-old Masania Malcolm, otherwise known as Carla Shea, and her 1-year-old daughter Jordania, otherwise called Carly, who were killed in September 2021. He's also charged with attempted first-degree murder with a firearm and 3 counts of shooting at, within, or into a building. That's according to what the article said, quoting the State Attorney's Office 9th Judicial Circuit. The attempted murder charge is in relation to the shooting of Malcolm's boyfriend, who is Jordania's father. The incident happened just after 5 a.m. on September 7, 2021, in a parking lot on Lake Eleanor Drive. The State Attorney's Office say Griffiths shot and killed Malcolm in a car after shooting and injuring her boyfriend. Griffiths then allegedly left the woman's baby in the car without calling for help. The car was found 2 days later with a 1-year-old child dead inside. He was arrested in March after a traffic stop in Linden, New Jersey, and extradited to Orange County to face the charges. Now, new cases of syphilis among adults or persons aged 15 to 49 years increased by 30% between 2020 and 2022 in the Americas. That's according to a report published by the World Health Organization, WHO, on Monday. The report is entitled Implementing the Global Health Sector Strategies on HIV, Viral Hepatitis, and Sexually Transmitted Infections 2022 to 2030. More in this report from Mahira Stewart.
Syphilis, a sexually transmitted bacterial infection, is a preventable and curable disease. But cases have escalated globally by over 1 million in 2022, reaching a total of 8 million. The Americas currently face the highest incidence worldwide, with 3.4 million cases, or 6.5 cases per 1,000 people. The WHO report says the Americas account for 42% of all new cases of the disease. The rise in syphilis infections can be attributed to several factors, including insufficient awareness about the disease, disparities in access to healthcare services, and in diagnostics and treatment. Director of the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, Dr. Yarbas Barbosa, says rising infections is also due to the persistent stigma around sexually transmitted diseases, which may deter individuals from seeking medical assistance. If left untreated, syphilis can cause serious health issues, including brain and cardiovascular diseases. Many people with syphilis do not have symptoms or do not notice them. Rapid screening tests enable prompt treatment. Correct and consistent use of condoms during sex can prevent syphilis. Syphilis can also be transmitted during pregnancy, leading to severe complications such as miscarriage, fetal death, premature delivery, low birth weight, congenital anomalies, lesions in organs such as the liver, spleen, and bones, as well as neurological damage. The report from the WHO also highlights a rise in cases among pregnant women. In the region, the percentage of pregnant women with syphilis increased by 28% in the past 2 years. Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, PAHO is encouraging Caribbean countries to ramp up their dengue prevention methods. This comes as the organization reported 3.5 million cases and 1,000 deaths from the mosquito-borne illness as of March 26 this year. The director of PAHO, Dr. Jarbas Barbosa, says the organization has detected a significant increase in cases of dengue in places such as Barbados, Costa Rica, and Guadeloupe. Dr. Barbosa said environmental factors such as rising temperatures, extreme weather events, and the El Niño phenomenon have contributed to the spread of the illness. He also cited social factors such as rapid population growth, unplanned urbanization, poor housing conditions, plus inadequate water and sanitation services. Dr. Barbosa is calling for increased preparedness and health services for early diagnosis and timely clinical management. President of the National Parent-Teacher Association of Jamaica, MPTAJ, Stuart Jacobs, says the government should provide parents with corporal punishment guidelines instead of banning that form of discipline in homes. The suggestion follows the announcement by Justice Minister Delroy Chuck that the government plans to outlaw corporal punishment in homes, building on the success of the ban imposed on the measure in schools across the island.
I think there should be some framework, guideline as to how you go about. You can't suggest a punishment that you do not use an instrument. You know, you do not hit in the face. You do not punch. You can be as granular as possible.
Yes,
but it's going to be one that I think is going to get a lot of opposition when it comes to that.
The Justice Minister says the government aims to create a cultural shift, encouraging parents to speak to their children in strong language instead of resorting to physical punishment. Mr. Jacobs says he believes a parent's hands should not be tied in the disciplining of their children. However, he says extreme cases should be sanctioned.
Because I've known of cases where it is just cruel how an adult would turn on a child and beat them to, you know, so sometimes unconsciousness. That is sad, and that is cruel, that is criminal, and you ought to get blunt to the law, and that child should be protected almost immediately from that.
Stuart Jacobs, the president of the National Parent-Teacher Association of Jamaica, speaking on Nationwide this morning on Monday. Meanwhile, Mr. Jacobs says the policing of corporal punishment in homes should be paired with improved parental training about alternative forms of discipline.
It has to be done where there's consensus, there's understanding, there is some training must be given to the school system. It should be given to the churches, to civic groups and social groups, where the new norm of disciplining the child should come to fore, and that there should be observation studies over perhaps a 5-year period, a timely period, to prove if it is working or not.
Stuart Jacobs, the president of the National Parent-Teacher Association of Jamaica. President of the Incorporated Master Builders Association of Jamaica, Richard Mullings, says the pre-qualification criteria for the government's $40 billion Spark program serves as a barrier for the participation of local contractors.
To pre-qualify, a contractor must have done a volume of work amounting in Jamaican dollars approximately 5 billion Jamaican dollars every year for at least 8 out of the last 10 years, an average, 8 out of the last 10 years. But the NWA's budget for recurrent works for the 2023-2024 years is $7 billion. That's for all of their recurrent, that spread across multiple contractors. But they want any single contractor to have done $5 billion for 8 out of 10 years. And let me remind you, if you look in the media reports from January of this year, the same NWA had to return almost $1.3 billion because they couldn't get their multiple projects off the ground. There's no way it's designed for local participation at that level.
Mr. Mullings says that though local contractors can collaborate to pre-qualify for projects, the criteria stipulates that each service provider demonstrate that they're able to undertake the project individually.
There's a reasonable argument that they want to set a threshold that matches the type of project that they're going to do. That's a reasonable argument. But then be upfront and say, no, we don't say that it's for locals. Say what you mean. And then say how you expect locals to participate. Because they mentioned consortium and joint venture, but my members went to the meeting in advance of the pre-qualification, where they were told each member of the joint venture must be able to stand on their own and to pre-qualify individually. They were told that in the meeting. It's on the record.
Richard Mullings, president of the Incorporated Master Builders Association of Jamaica. PNP President Mark Golding is promising not to sell out the people of Jamaica if his party should form the next government. Mr. Golding was speaking at a PNP divisional conference in Gale St. Mary on the weekend.
When I become Prime Minister of this country, I will not sell you out. I will ensure that the resources of the people are used exclusively for the people. And I will focus on fixing the real issues confronting Jamaica so we can have a brighter future and move from the malaise and a lack of hope where we are now to a brighter place, because we are a great people. But we're being held back by a government that majors in public relations and spin, but is not delivering the fundamental changes that have to happen for our country to move forward.
Mr. Golding says that the JLP has begun a campaign of distractions to derail the PNP's ascendancy.
Congress are coming from way behind in the school years, moving from 30 behind to 8 ahead. So we are in a place now, Congress, where we can move to take back Jamaica House. It's not going to come easy. They already start with them antics. They start with them distraction. They're trying to fool the people in all kinds of ways. We're not going to fool. The country needs leadership with integrity. The country needs leadership that the people can have trust and confidence in. We need a Prime Minister whose integrity commission statutory declarations can be certified and published in accordance with law.
Mark Golding, PNP President. Former senior medical officer at the Southern Regional Health Authority, SRHA, Dr. Peter Wellington, has died. He died on Sunday after a brief illness. Dr. Wellington served for decades in public health as a surgeon, primarily at the Mandeville Regional Hospital from 1976 to 2015. He also served at the Bustamante Hospital for Children, the Princess Margaret Hospital, the Kingston Public Hospital, and the Lionel Town Hospital. Dr. Wellington is being hailed as a mentor for young doctors who played an invaluable role in the development of the Mandeville Regional Hospital. The SRHA is expressing condolences to Dr. Wellington's family. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says industry players across the region have established a multi-destination framework in a bid to realize increased profits from deeper collaboration. Minister Bartlett was speaking at the 42nd Caribbean Travel Marketplace, hosted recently by the Caribbean Hotel and Tourist Association in Montego Bay, St. James.
We had wonderful discussions on the first day that invited us to engage the process of reimagining Destination Caribbean and to look at how we can now find a nice new C word called compete rather than to compete. That we can collaborate and that we can converge. We can do things together and achieve greater results because there is more in us as a group than in one of us.
Minister Bartlett told the audience that the Caribbean's recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic has brought with it the challenge of reimagining the tourism product.
Finally, that asks another question. Can we grow without each other? And the answer is a resounding no, that no one can grow without the other, and so we will leave no one behind. And we look forward to working together, multi-destination tourism, looking at how we can market together, to get airlift arrangements together for the region. We can all grow together.
Edmund Bartlett, Minister of Tourism. Meanwhile, Minister Bartlett is calling for greater investment from sector players to guarantee visitors a greater experience.
We now must invest in the experiences that the tourists consume when they come into our destination. We must own it, because the wealth of tourism is not just in the accommodation subsector, but is in the supply side. It's the goods and services that we provide for our visitors. So let us take a new look at ourselves as we move forward to grow this great industry and to grow the wealth of our region and to make the Caribbean the safest, most secure and seamless region for tourism on planet Earth.
Edmund Bartlett, Minister of Tourism. He was speaking at the closing of the Caribbean Hotel and Tourist Association's 42nd staging of the Caribbean Travel Marketplace in St. James. In regional and international news now, regional news, the 4th International Conference on Small Island Developing States, SIDS 4, opened today in Antigua and Barbuda. The conference has brought together world leaders, representatives from the private sector, civil society, academia, and youth to tackle critical issues impacting the future of SIDS. It is expected to deliver a transformative plan of action to help SIDS build resilience, tackle the world's most pressing challenges, and achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. Under the theme, Charting the Course Towards Resilient Prosperity, the 4-day conference will showcase new innovations and develop practical solutions to address SIDS' specific challenges driven by the climate emergency, spiraling debt, and health crises. The conference will adopt the Antigua and Barbuda Agenda for SIDS, a renewed declaration for resilient prosperity, which sets out the sustainable development aspirations of small islands over the next 10 years, along with the support required for the international community to achieve them. SIDS across the world are home to approximately 65 million people. They account for 14% of the world's coastlines and manage 19.1% of the world's exclusive economic zones. In international news now, at least 19 people were killed as tornadoes and storms tore across 4 U.S. states, destroying homes and cutting power to hundreds of thousands. 7 people were killed in northern Texas, 8 in Arkansas, 2 in Oklahoma, and 2 in Kentucky. Scores more were injured, and almost 500,000 were without electricity across several states on Sunday. Texas Governor Greg Abbott says more than a third of all counties in his state are now subject to a disaster declaration. Sheriff Ray Sappington of Cook County, Texas, says the death toll there includes 2 children aged 2 and 5 and 3 members of the same family. Footage from the county shows a petrol station and a rest stop almost completely destroyed, with twisted metal littered over damaged vehicles. Twisters overturned lorries and shut down a highway near Dallas. Meanwhile, lightning, thunder, and heavy rain forced the evacuation of around 125,000 spectators as Sunday's Indianapolis 500 race was delayed by 4 hours. And that's it for the local, regional, and international segments at 12. Up next, sports.
The Midday News was brought to you by Total Tools. We almost always have it.
Share in the experience at Fontana Pharmacy. We have a wide variety of items in store just for you. Fill your prescriptions while you shop. And senior citizens enjoy 10% off. Shop household, cosmetics, toys, and many other departments. We also offer curbside pickup and delivery. Visit our website at fontanapharmacy.com. Fontana Pharmacy, where it's all good inside.
More savings, more choices.
It's time for Active Home Center's anniversary sale. Celebrate another great year with big anniversary sale savings. Get up to 40% off selected windows, doors, furniture, tiles, and so much more. Get these great sale prices now through Wednesday, May 29th. See you soon in our Kingston and Montego Bay locations. Conditions apply. Active Home Center. More savings, more choices.
From the Nationwide News Network, comprehensive, up-to-the-minute local and international sports news, this is the Nationwide Sports at Noon.
Good afternoon. With your sports report, I am Alrix Raby. We start with track and field, as with 5 days to go before the start of the Racers Grand Prix, Meet CEO Devon Blake says the excitement is already at fever pitch. The World Athletics Continental Tour Silver Meet is set for the National Stadium on June 1.
Stadium is booked, the track is getting faster as we wait. The athletes are putting out their own little excitement, the little teasers to say, hey, fans come out. Noah Lyles has a video that he has also shared, that was shared to the media. The races will be fire. That 100 meter will be a blistering run. People just should get excited and prepare themselves to come enjoy the evening.
Speaking on Sports Nation Live, Blake says the men's and women's 100 meters will feature a stellar lineup of athletes.
The 100 meter is loaded. Oblique Civil, Zarnel Hughes, Ferdinand Amanyala, and they all challenged Noah Lyles, a reigning world champion. The times have been falling. If you've been following the track and field, the times in the 100 meters have been falling, and we expect that the fastest time for the year will be run here at the Racers Grand Prix. The women are also putting on a show. Julian Alfred will be here. She just came second, so we expect an even faster time from her coming this weekend. She challenges Alana Reid. Well, Alana Reid challenges Julian Alfred because Julian Alfred just won the 60-meter indoor.
Devon Blake, Nationwide 90 FM will have live coverage of the meet during Sports Nation Live. Coach of Nugget Primary Ezron Green has been singing the praises of his athletes after winning the recent InSport Devon Biscuit Primary School Athletics National Championships. The St. Catherine-based school amassed 196 points from the 40 finals contested. Green says they didn't have the strongest team at the grand finals.
At the lower classes, we think we did better than them because for class 3 and class 4, we had a boy and a girl in each final. And we had a top boy who did well, Ricardo Granville, who performed well in the 100 and the 150. And also his relay team won. So at the lower class, they did well because we didn't have a well-rounded team. If you look at our team, it's mostly the girls. We had a girls team, and then we had a lower class of boys. But if you check our points at class 1, we didn't hardly score any points there except for the hurdles and the jumps. But we didn't do so excellent at the top.
He says there were some individual stars that shined.
We had some exceptional performances. We had Sarah McDonald in class 2. She came second in the 100 and she came first in the 200. We had Kenisha Robinson, who won the 300 and came second in the 70-meter hurdles. We had Ricardo Granville, as I mentioned earlier, won 100 and a 150. We had Dante Barrett, who won the 70-meter hurdles and came fourth in the long jump. We had Wavani Walker, the captain. She won the 400 and came fourth in the 200. So these were the exceptional performances, and the other people galvanize and contribute their 1-1 or 2-2 points.
Ezron Green. Now on to cricket, as West Indies batsman Johnson Charles says the Caribbean team showed they have the arsenal to win a third ICC T20 World Cup title following their 3-0 series triumph over South Africa at Sabina Park yesterday. The Windies beat the Proteas by 8 wickets in the third and final match. The home team made 165 for 2 in response to South Africa's 162 for 7. Standing captain Brandon King made 41, Johnson Charles 69 and Kyle Mayers 36 not out. Charles says the squad will be more dominant when they are at full strength.
It's all about, like I said, implementing what we did in the training camp, and we're still missing a couple of guys to make up the squad. It's promising signs to see that we beat South Africa 3-0. So by the time the other guys join us, I think that we'll have the full squad, and we're just looking to just continue from here.
The Caribbean team travels to Guyana where they'll face Australia in a warm-up match at the Providence Stadium. Charles says the players will have to adapt quickly to the conditions at the venue.
I don't think it's anything about changing. It's about assessing conditions because different countries have different conditions. So it's about assessing earlier and just keeping the positive intent and play to the conditions.
Johnson Charles, now to gymnastics, as national coach Mladen Stefanov was very proud of Jamaica's gymnast Alana Walker and Isabella Davis' performance at the recent Pan American Championships in Colombia. Both gymnasts made it to the top 24 finals. Stefanov says while they didn't medal, their achievement was historic.
Both of them got through the qualifying round and made it to top 24 final. This is the first time that Jamaica have two athletes in the all-round final. Our gymnasts were able to do their skills with confidence and really show their potential and made us proud. It was a long week of competing. They had to compete 2 times in 3 days, which is very hard, but somehow they were able to pull it off. They were trained well. And I'm so happy that we were part of 2024 Pan Am Games and represented Jamaica in the best way possible.
Mladen Stefanov, Walker says finishing in the top 15 was a quality performance after coming back after 3 years due to injury.
Although all-around finals didn't go exactly as I had hoped, this was a great end to my 2024 season. I'm proud of my top 15 finish for Team Jamaica, and I also want to say thanks to coaches Mladen and Mary for helping me through this competition. I look forward to continuing my gymnastics career at Stanford University this fall.
Alana Walker, David says she put in a consistent performance.
I'm very proud that I hit 8 out of 8 routines while at Pan Ams. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to have been here and represent Jamaica, and I'm grateful to coaches Mary and Mladen for supporting everyone on the team during this competition. I'm very happy with this end to my 2024 season, and I'm looking forward to opportunities to compete and represent Jamaica in the future.
Isabel David. Now to basketball as the Dallas Mavericks move closer to the NBA Finals after beating the Minnesota Timberwolves 116-107 to go 3-0 up in their Western Conference Finals series last night. Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving scored 33 points apiece as Dallas pulled away thanks to a 12-3 run in the last 3 minutes and 38 seconds. They can advance to the finals for the first time since claiming the 2011 title if they win Game 4 in Dallas on Tuesday. Doncic says it's not over yet.
Don't even say it, man. But it feels great. But we got to think about next game. Got to play with the same mentality. They're not going to go away. No way. So we need to prepare for the next game. We just got to think about next game. Execute our game plan. Me and Kai have the ball. Everybody contribute. PJ with a big 3, Gafford with a big and 1. So everybody that was on the floor did amazing.
Luka Doncic. In the Eastern Conference, the Boston Celtics lead the Indiana Pacers 3-0 with Game 4 taking place in Indianapolis today. US-based Jamaican go-kart driver Zane Burge won round 3 of the IME Mini Swift competition at the AMR Homestead in Miami Motorplex yesterday. Burgess finished ahead of Santiago O'Reilly and Thomas Montalvo. And finally, it's now time for the Nationwide Olympic Fact, sponsored by Juicy Patties.
This is Nationwide's Olympic Facts, brought to you by Juicy Patties, serious Jamaican food.
Did you know that the first Olympic Games took place in 776 BC? Yes, that's a fact. The original Olympics began as part of an ancient Greek festival which celebrated Zeus, the Greek god of sky and weather. The whole competition lasted up to 6 months and included disciplines such as wrestling, boxing, long jump, javelin, discus, and chariot racing.
That was Nationwide's Olympic Facts, brought to you by Juicy Patties, serious Jamaican food.
Okay, so that was our Olympic Facts, sponsored by Juicy Patties. And remember, Nationwide 90 FM have live and exclusive radio coverage of the Paris Olympics. With that comes the end of our sports. I'm Alex Swaby. Good afternoon. Experience Jamaica's Olympic triumphs in Jamaica Gold, a golden spotlight.
Brought to you by Horton's Pharmacy. Horton's RX Pack for better medication management.
After Donald Quarry's triumph in the men's 200 meters final at the 1976 Games, Jamaica's athletes would go another 20 years without winning Olympic gold. That cycle was ended in style by Dion Hemmings at the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta. Hemmings became the first ever Jamaican woman to win Olympic gold, taking the 400 meters hurdles in an Olympic record of 52.82 seconds.
And the world champions coming back on Hemmings now, and Buford on the inside. They're absolutely neck and neck, and Hemmings, is she strong enough to take this Olympic title? Batten on the near side, she stuttered in. Hemmings and Batten, and these three, and Hemmings is going to do it. Hemmings wins it, she's the champion. Batten the silver medalist, Beaufort Bailey the bronze, 52.82, a personal best, a new Olympic record. She's always promised it, but this year she could hurdle, and this year she proved she had the strength. Bronze medalist last time, gold medalist this time. Dion Hemmings is the Olympic champion.
You just experienced a Jamaican Olympic triumph in Jamaica Gold, a golden spotlight.
Brought to you by Horton's Pharmacy. Horton's RX Pack for better medication management.
To recap our top stories making the nationwide world at noon, a St. James man accused of killing a mother and her child in Miami has been indicted in Florida. The number of syphilis infections across the Americas has increased by 30%. National Parent-Teacher Association says the government should provide corporal punishment guidelines instead of imposing ban in homes. Incorporated Master Builders Association of Jamaica says the pre-qualification for the $40 billion SMART program is a barrier for local contractors. I'm Tawna Thomas. You can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com and on the Nationwide app, available on Google Play and the App Store. Major news next at 5.
Can you imagine getting a marketable skill for free? Your government has made it possible for anyone wanting to learn a skill to get free training through the Heart NSTA Trust. Learn a new skill and expand your horizons.
The time by the Office of the Prime Minister is
12:33.
Invest in Jamaica and make your money grow. Invest in Mayberry Jamaican Equities Bond, a safe and purposeful way to invest. How? We carefully invest your funds in top local companies, empowering you to profit from multiple businesses, not just one. With a minimum investment of just $20,000 and an interest rate of up to 10.5% per annum, it's more than just growth. It's profit with purpose. Discover more at www.profitwithpurposeja.com or contact your investment advisor for full details. Profit with purpose. Invest with Mayberry.
Experience Jamaica's Olympic triumphs in Jamaica Gold, a golden spotlight.
Brought to you by Horton's Pharmacy. Horton's RX Pack for better medication management.
4 years after Arthur Wint won the men's 400 meters at the 1948 Olympics, George Roden won the event to ensure the title remained with Jamaica. Roden competed in the 1948 Summer Olympics but did not win a medal, being eliminated in the heats of the 100 meters and the semi-final of the 400 meters. He was also a member of the heavily favored Jamaican 4x400 meters relay team, but when Wint pulled a muscle in the final, their chances of a medal were gone. After a disappointing showing at the 1948 Summer Games, Roden was successful at the 1952 Olympics in Helsinki. As world record holder, he was one of the pre-race favorites in the 400 meters, which he won in a close battle with his compatriot Herb McKinley. McKinley says the photo-finish judge awarded the race to the right man.
Again, there was a photo finish, and I lost the judgment. But there was no doubt that Roden had actually beat me in this, although both of us at the same time.
You just experienced a Jamaican Olympic triumph in Jamaica Gold, a golden spotlight.
Brought to you by Horton's Pharmacy. Horton's RX Pack for better medication management. But is this real? Hey Greg, come look at this. Oh my, it's happening. Mr. Daniels, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger.
Sir, the clicks are off the charts.
Hello, sales? What's the emergency? 9,000 clicks in one day? 3,000 order? So how much we have left? What? I soon call you back. Mr. Nakamoto, it's Danny from Jamaica. I need 5,000 of the big ones. We're back in business.
Yes, sir. Arigato. Suene.
Amplify your brand. Let Nationwide 90 FM assist you in tapping into a captivated audience across our social media platforms. For more information, contact us at 876-630-1210 or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Businesses, companies, and entrepreneurs, let's supercharge your brand.
Timeline with the stinger, Honey Bee.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for staying with us here and all that's happening on Nationwide 90 FM, The World, and of course Clif, Hughes online. Honeybee, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Clif. How are you today?
I'm good, but give me a couple seconds because I see some people having calypso on the YouTube channel because of my last caller. Yes, and people are saying that they can't believe. I don't believe in God and whatever. Listen, let me make it clear, and it's not the first time I've said it. Yes? Your God and what you believe are personal. Yeah? I have my own spiritual maker who I've proven on several occasions. However, I don't think and I don't subscribe to the view that your God and how you perceive your God and beliefs and practices must be imposed on others. I resist that, and I've always said that. Yes? Religious beliefs and practices have caused so many wars, so many killings, so much grief in the history of humanity. Yes? That's why I would never subscribe or support living under a theocracy. I want to live in a democracy where my neighbor, yes, can freely, yes, worship his God or her God, and me, mine, without we warring with each other and say my God or my beliefs are the right set of belief and yours are not. That caused too much pain in the broad sweep of human history. Yes, that is why I said to the gentleman, the pastor, no, your belief about how you see the Bible, yeah, I respect that. But don't try and impose it on someone else. Yes, you must go and evangelize and win souls. Yes? But if that soul says, no thank you, you leave them and go about your business. Go somewhere else. Yes? I hope I've clarified that. But I'm afraid of people who invoke God and insist that this is the way and there's no other way. This is the only right way. I'm afraid of them people. I resist them people. Yes? Okay. Honeybee.
Yes, Clif. Very well said.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, indeed. I mean, it's a matter that I have touched on myself a few times, and it's very important that we all understand that people don't have to share your beliefs, and that's okay.
Yes. And allow them to evangelize, and you listen to them, and then you say, listen, no, I don't subscribe to that, or I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there are some of them who want to impose.
Yes.
Impose and say, my God, my beliefs are the right ones and this is why you must fall in line. No. When you do that...
I tell them that I feel like that's coming from a place of insecurity, where they feel like if other people do not share the way they see things and share their religious practices and beliefs, then they feel as if there's something wrong with it. And so they must have people on their side who are, maybe this isn't real. And that's a personal thing.
Yes.
You have to look within yourself and say to yourself, okay, this is what I see and this is how I see things. And John or Tom doesn't have to agree with me or believe in it for me to feel comfortable, in my understanding and in my beliefs.
Yep.
So on a personal level, people just need to look within.
Yep. And if you choose to go and evangelize, go and evangelize for your maker. Yeah. But don't cross the line and impose on other people. Yes, don't do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, what happened at Sashi?
Be a things. And not enough. and Sashi was really anticipated over the weekend, but unfortunately 2 of the big names that people were expecting, Keisha Cole and Busta Rhymes, they simply didn't make it. But the thing about Sashi and the promoter is that they were very, very upfront with their patrons. They told them as soon as they got to the venue, Busta Rhymes isn't here, Keisha Cole isn't here, and some of them got a chance to upgrade to VIP and so on. And they're offering to even have a free event for them. Yeah. So they're planning on keeping a beach party with Tommy Lee for loyal festival goers on Sunday. Now this offer, the organizers of the music festival said, would be valid for all patrons who present a wristband from any of the 3 previous Sashi events at the Plantation Cove entrance. So they're trying to make good. And, people, it's been all over the news. But what is true and what, some news outlets have said is that Sashi did triumph in the end. I mean, amidst all the challenges, it did boost the Jamaican tourism and economy. And I think that's very good. And it's very good and commendable that they were honest and upfront and that they're willing to make up for what happened.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And we do have a clip of Busta Rhymes here, just, talking to the people. This was shared on Saturday night. Let's throw to it.
I just want to say this real quick. All my beautiful people in Jamaica, want to big up on herself. I unfortunately will not be at Sashi this particular day, which I was supposed to be performing. But you got to understand, we are in the music business. And if we are doing business, the business needs to be done properly. We got families to feed, we got staff to pay, bills to pay. But don't feel no way, because I ain't going nowhere. So just know we're gonna come back and we're gonna do it better, bigger, and we're gonna make sure that we come represent for the people the way we're supposed to. All of my Jamaican family, enough big up on herself, enough love to the Max McShaw and go out and enjoy on herself tonight. Y'all gonna see me again. Promise.
Yes. Now, Haitian rapper Wyclef Jean, who served as co-host, got the ball moving sometime after midnight. Performers at the concert included Valiant, Bounty Killer, Jada Kiss, Neo, Tifa, Raja Wild, Najiri, Skeng, Croft, Baker, and Denique. Now, following news of the no-shows, some patrons, as I was telling you, had their ticket upgraded. And we have a clip of the performances here for you, courtesy of the Jamaica Observer and Tropics. Let's throw to it.
And to my great surprise, ever since I looked in your eyes, I had one question for you. Tell me if you want me to give you all my time. I wanna make it good for you, 'cause you blow my mind. P-A-D-D-E-S.
can't sleepwalk away. Those who can relate know the world ain't cake. Jail bars ain't gold gates. Those who play in the field, play in the field. We give it away like every day. We don't believe in a single word you say. Yeah, we're gonna let it put that down for me. Back of my neck, stand up. Hey, just one time. So tired of tears, so done with wishing you were still here. Said I'm so sick of love songs, so sad and so what? Why can't I turn on the radio? Missing the pen and missing the girl. Ooh, it's something about the way she goes. I can't figure it out. There's something about her.
Yes, Sonny B.
Well, yes. I mean, it Guan said weird, you know? Despite all the challenges. All right.
They pulled it off.
Yes, they did. They did pull it off. Looking forward to next year. Now, another no-show over the weekend, Nicki Minaj had to apologize to her fans for postponing a concert after her arrest in the Netherlands. Now, the rapper apologized to fans outside her hotel in Manchester early Sunday morning for postponing the UK show after she was stopped by Dutch authorities on allegations she was carrying drugs. I love you and I'm so sorry this happened tonight, Minaj said in a video posted on social media. Though Minaj was released from police custody on Saturday evening, the concert set to be held in Manchester on the same night was unable to go ahead. In a statement published by both Live Nation and the concert's venue Co-op Live, organizers said they were deeply disappointed by the inconvenience caused. In a video captured on the hip-hop artist's Instagram Live, which was later disseminated online by various social media accounts, Minaj is heard speaking with police while holding her camera phone. We have a clip. Let's throw to it.
I'm not carrying drugs.
Okay, but it's not a question here. I think it's.
I'm not
smart
carrying
to go
drugs.
inside.
Number one, when I came here, the
okay,
back.
you can go inside.
No, I'm not going in there. I need a lawyer present. So I'm under arrest.
Yes.
But under arrest for what?
Okay, stop filming now.
I'm under arrest for what?
Okay.
Do you
Stop
know what
filming
happened
now.
when I came
you
here?
have to go inside.
Huh? What you said?
Can you please stop filming? Please just step in the car first.
No, I need a lawyer.
Second,
Tell me again.
the police officer told me we have to offload all the luggage.
Okay.
And to search everything
Okay.
of your luggage. I'm so sorry to say that.
But isn't that what you planned on doing from the get-go? Why didn't you guys search it before it went on the plane?
They did just a quick check, but now they want to open
Why?
it. And first of all, because you filmed him, and he was like.
Because I
a
filmed
little bit-
him?
Yeah, he was like, he doesn't believe that you don't have more with you than you said.
No, he asked me, do I have any more in those purses? And I said no. And I asked him, where are my bags? They took my bags and put it on the plane before I could know what bags are on the plane.
I see.
Yeah. So.
I'm so sorry for that.
Okay, of course.
Nicki
Yes.
Minaj.
Yes. So she recorded most of the interaction with herself and the police there. Now, when CNN reached out to Amsterdam authorities with Minaj's given name, Onika Tanya Mirage Petty, the Netherlands military police said they arrested a 41-year-old American woman with soft drugs. Later on Saturday, the police said the woman detained in their custody on suspicion of exporting soft drugs has been released. Minaj is currently on her Pink Friday 2 world tour in support of her latest album, released last year. Minaj performed in Amsterdam on Thursday night and is set to perform in Birmingham, UK Sunday night. another Nicki Minaj concert is scheduled at the Co-op Live, Manchester for Thursday, May 30. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's just very important, Mr. Hughes, you're traveling, you know, internationally. Just ensure you do not have anything in your bags that you shouldn't have.
Sure.
Double check.
Yeah.
Double check. It doesn't matter who you are, you know.
So true. So true. There was a case.
Yes, I see.
There was a case recently of a man and his family who went to the Turks and Caicos in America. They're gun owners, legitimate gun owners.
Yes.
And he forgot that he had a round or two in a bag. And in the Turks, they look upon that very, very seriously.
Yeah.
You know, these things happen. Mm-hmm.
These things happen. Indeed. Now, before I go, I see the time. Just to squeeze in a bit about Celine Dion.
Yes.
Now, Celine Dion fans have been left sobbing and in shock after Amazon Prime released an emotional new trailer for the upcoming I Am Celine Dion documentary, which sees the Canadian singer break down in tears. In the moving clip, the 56-year-old music legend becomes upset as she admits being diagnosed with stiff person syndrome and how it has affected her ability to perform, and her candid admission has left her fans crying too. Taking to X, many shared their thoughts on the powerful trailer, as one person posted, "This video broke me into pieces. What a wonderful and strong woman." Another wrote, "I'm totally in shock. She doesn't deserve this situation." While a third person said, "Celine Dion made me cry and her documentary isn't even out yet." Someone else also said, "Already crying. Queen, you deserve nothing but health, love, and all the praise. Stay strong. Celine, we love you so, so much, and we miss you like hell." Yes. Someone else said, "Here I am crying over Celine Dion again. My 30-plus year love of this woman knows no bounds." And we have a snippet to play for you guys. We can't play all of it because of copyright issues, but here we go.
Ready? Is the sound man okay? My voice is the conductor of my life. When your voice brings you joy. I get wings to fly. Ça va les garçons? Je t'aime. You're the best of yourself. I need my instrument. I'm alive.
Soy.
911, what's your emergency?
I saw it too, Honeybee, and you know, I have to watch the documentary.
You must.
But I wonder if I can get through it.
No, I know Yagabal. I know it.
So hard. It's a powerful trailer. Very powerful trailer. Yeah.
Definitely moving. Now, she's actually, hopeful to perform one last time in a TV special. A source spilled to The Sun. Celine is not giving up her desire to sing again. She has been working with voice coaches, band members, and specialists for over 6 months now. So let's see what's going to happen. I really hope that, that will be possible. But, oh boy, I'm telling you, this one is going to be a tearjerker.
Yes. When does it premiere?
All right, so it will premiere. Let me just quickly pull that up for you.
Sometime in June.
Yes, it's sometime in June, and I did talk about it. I have no memory. Hold on. I am Celine.
We'll find out, Honeybee, and we have to see it. We have to watch it.
Yes, we have to see it.
All right, there. Take care of yourself.
All right, same to you. See you soon.
Good. All right, that's where we're going to leave it for this afternoon. Want to say thanks to Honeybee. Yes. Of course, our producer, NGB, Noragay Banton. Our technical operator, Kevin Williams. Yes. And, of course, to all of our callers, or YouTubers, or WhatsAppers, and our tweeps. Thank you so much for making it another edition of Clif Hughes Online. We're going to make way now for Oasis. Yes, Oasis with Lloyd Gale. And after Lloyd will be the entertainment block. Have yourselves a great afternoon.
My hands were steady. My eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose. My steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock. Like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock.
You've just heard Clif Hughes Online on Nationwide 90 FM. Join Clif Monday to Thursdays between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. for Clif Hughes Online.
Like a rock.
Profit with purpose in Jamaica with Mayberry Jamaican Equities. Make your money grow. The time by Mayberry Jamaican Equities is
4 minutes to 1.